Hey, welcome, Johnny Bean TV live stream. I'm here with Rob Johnson. Hey,
What's
man.
up? How you doing? Hey,
I'm
I see
great.
two
How are you?
1984s.
I know. Look at that. Look at that. We got the same thing going on.
Got the same thing going on. What are those odds?
Right on, man. Before we start, you guys, you can become a channel member over here on YouTube. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, but if you'd like to help support the channel over on YouTube, you can do so by becoming a channel member. There's a join button right below. You get perks. You get your name in green in the chat. You get a little guitar emoji next to your name, like Thomas Santiago and Mike Neese and Steve Carmichael and Halface and Crazy Cook 678 and some Dave dude. They're in the chat as we speak. And executive producers, which are channel members, are Charles Green, Robbie Johnston, Music Therapy Laz, David Ennis, Thomas Santiago, Mike Neese, hey Mike, Connor Johnson, 5150, Michael Smith, and some Dave Dude. Yes.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
And that's on YouTube. We're live on Facebook as well. I don't have the Facebook thing hooked up yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. Over on Facebook, they have stars. You ever seen those? You ever heard of that?
Stars? What do you mean?
Facebook has its own like super chat system called Stars.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you talking like when you just do regular go Facebook Live or whatever?
Yeah, for Facebook Lives. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a super chat type of thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So look for that in the near future. But we're here. It's May 24th, 2020. What time is it? 8:03. Right? For you.
3 Eastern, yeah.
Okay. I'm out of it, man. We had a crazy show last night. Saturday Night Live with John BL, Jay Hannon, and Neanderthal. It was insanity. And there'll be a card right above Rob on playback on YouTube. I got to start saying that nowadays. I got to mention YouTube and Facebook because they're two separate. Even though the video is the same, you have different functions on each. So I got to remember to do that. But yeah, welcome you guys. Welcome. I woke up this morning. As always, I got a text at it wasn't too early.
Were you up for breakfast?
I don't think. I was actually.
Yeah.
I was. And Rob Johnson's like, "Hey man,
let's go live.
Let's do it live. Let's do a show."
Johnny's like, yeah.
So here we are. Oh no, man. I'm always up for breakfast, man.
I know.
It's always 5150 time.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Look, I'm wearing the shirt. I put on this shirt just for you, man.
That is. I love that shirt. I don't have
just
that. For
you. I put it on just for you today, man, because I knew we were doing the show. So, and I got the guitar out just for you. I usually have the sign up because I'm a huge EVH.
I didn't even know.
Love EVH. There you go.
Yeah, I actually just set this thing up today. I hadn't played this 84 and like, oh my gosh, it's been this particular guitar. I probably haven't played this since I moved in here. And
oh man,
the action was way low. I mean, it was like the strings were like resting on the neck because the weather's changing here in New England and everything. And so I had to adjust the truss rod and the bridge and a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I mean, she's playing great now.
Cool. Well, that reminds me. I'm gonna change that right now since we're here.
What are you changing?
There we go. There it is. Become a YouTube channel member. See, because this is on Facebook as well.
Oh, okay.
And if you're watching this on Facebook, you're like, what are they talking about? I don't know what that is.
What are these guys talking about?
So if you watch this on YouTube, you can become a channel member and you get perks. You know, you get. I might as well tell you guys. You get your name green in the chat with a little guitar emoji on YouTube. You get what do you call it? You get access to new uploaded videos early, you know, before anybody else. You get private. You get your own videos, private videos. You know, not that kind.
Yeah, not those kinds.
No, I do like a special show. Not that kind. But I do you know, channel member only, you know, streams. And you get emojis like Crazy Cook just put up there, you know, which I can show. Here we are. You can't see them on you can't see him on this. It just shows up as Johnny Guitar Pick, Johnny Smash, and Johnny Jump. But on YouTube, it's a little guitar pick. It's a little guy smashing the guitar. It's a guy jumping, doing the scissor kicks, as some of you call them. And there's going to be not new. There's going to be more emojis coming up very, very soon. Very, very cool ones. So
awesome,
man.
What do we got in here today?
Who is in here? Do you want to read it? Should I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got Vistalight 1972. He's watching us. We got some Dave dude again. Thank you so much. Crazy Cook. Thank you. Halface. Thank you. Thomas Santiago is here. I don't have this mouse isn't hooked up to that laptop, so I can't control that laptop now. Sean Zimmerman is here. Steve Carmichael is here. Thank you again so much, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Kenko Door, California Home Builders, Alan Garber.
Alan Garber.
Watching us on Facebook. Hey, Alan.
How you doing, my friend?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude. Sean Mahoney. Sean! That reminds me, dude. I've been so busy today. I'm sorry, man. I was supposed to call you. Right? That was you, right? Yeah, there's your message. Sean, if it's not too personal, do you want to call into the show and ask us on the air? He sent me a text earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk to me about something Van Halen guitar related.
Cool.
And dude, do you want to call in? Call in. Give us a call, man. What's the phone number around here?
Yeah, what's the phone number?
What's the phone number? It's in the description. It's in the description. I think it's this one. Edit.
What's that?
Let me just Google this phone number real quick to make sure that's it. There it is. Yeah. All right. This is it right here. Sean Mahoney. Give us a call. There it is. Give us a call, man. Let me plug him into the board here.
Yeah, definitely call in, Sean.
Is that right?
Cool stuff.
Oh yeah, it is. All right, yeah. All right, Sean Mahoney's going to call in.
We actually got some cool stuff to talk about tonight too. Some really interesting stuff. Definitely some Van Halen related stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, speaking of that, I don't know if you're going to mention this, but happy birthday to OU812.
Yeah.
And I think this is our call.
Call from
Sean Mahoney.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Okay. I've sent the caller's voicemail. Goodbye.
No. Sean, call back. I hit 1. I'm sorry, man. Call back. Happy birthday, OU812.
Yes. Great album. Great. Oh man, just great songs on that album. I was actually just listening to When It's Love and Sucker in a 3-Piece the other day. It was just like, oh my gosh, just great album, man. Great album. Happy.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't even want to know how old OU812 is today. I don't even want to know, because all that does is adds a bunch of years to my age.
I know, right?
I wasn't able to drive yet. Okay, here we go. All right. Am I answering this right?
Call from.
I hope so.
Sean Mahoney.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I pushed it. Sean!
Johnny.
Hey!
Rob, how's it going?
Sean Mahoney, you're on the air.
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
I'm on the air. I just had a quick question for you, and I posted on a couple of EVH boards, and I'm getting conflicting answers. And I'm glad Rob's here too, because he could probably interject. I recently purchased the 50-watt 5150 6L6 head with the matching 212 cab, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've been a solid state guy for years, so I'm kind of, new to the tube game. What the question is, I like to play on and off throughout the night, so, 3 to 5 hours a night, and I'll turn the amp on, let it warm up, keep it in standby, take it out of standby after about 10 minutes, play, and then I'll put it back in standby when I'm not playing. What my question is, say I leave it in standby for 30, 40 minutes, like say I'm watching your show, I'm, doodling around, on and off.
Sounds good to me.
I just want to I just want to make sure I'm not damaging the tubes by doing so.
By watching the show?
Yeah,
that's all, John. That's what standby means. That's what it's for.
So what do you guys do when you're jamming through your tube amps? I mean, do you put it in standby or do you turn it off? I mean, yeah.
Honestly, Sean, no. That's what it's made for. Standby. You can literally.
I can't hear Rob because I got the volume down on my computer, so I don't give a bunch of feedback. So I can only hear Johnny.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what Rob says. Rob's going to answer you, and I'll tell you what Rob said.
Basically, that's what standby's for. It's made to do that. So you can literally leave it in standby for days, and it won't hurt the amp at all. That's what it's for. It basically is a power down feature, and it allows the.
And I'll back up the video and pause it so I can hear him later.
Okay. Well, what Rob was saying was that's why there's a standby feature. So he said you can leave it on for days. I mean, I don't know if I would do that, but I guess you could.
Yeah, I mean, definitely hours. That's what it's for.
Right. Yeah, hours, I mean, even in the manual, it says leave in standby. When you're not playing, but just out of curiosity, I was like, well, sometimes, I've had the amp for about 3 weeks, and there's times where it's been in standby for like 40 minutes. So I thought, okay, I'll post on a couple of the Facebook EVH3 boards, and I'm getting people telling me, turn it off every time you're not playing, or people saying don't leave it in standby for more than 5 minutes. So again, being new to the tube, scene, these people are scaring me.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. You can leave it in standby. I mean, put it this way. If I take my amp to a gig, and I don't play, and we don't play for like an hour, my amp will be on the entire time, but in standby mode the entire time.
Johnny, tell him it's like
right, cool. Yeah, and that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make not having that much knowledge about tube amps yet, because like I said, I've been playing solid state for quite a few years. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't damaging them, so that's all I wanted to ask you, when I messaged you earlier, because I, wanted to talk to somebody that I knew what they were talking about. And it's a bonus that, you got Rob there too. And hi, Rob, I'm sorry I can't hear you because I know if I turn up the volume on my computer, it's gonna do havoc. So I can't hear Rob. So nice meeting you, Rob. I've seen you on the show many times. Hope both of you guys have had a great Memorial Day weekend. You answered my question. I'll get off the phone, let you guys get back to a different topic. And thank you so much. And I'll enjoy the rest of the show. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. Great to talk to you. And thank you so much.
Nice talking to you too.
Thank you so much for watching, all these years. You've been watching this for a lot of years. I know. It's
been about 5 years now. Yeah, I rarely miss an episode, so the little bell goes off on my phone that you're coming on, and if I'm not busy, I'm watching. So yeah, it's a great show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And I'll continue watching the show tonight. And like I said, I hope you guys have had a great holiday weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too, man.
Awesome. Well, Sean, listen, if you're listening right now, or if you play back, what I was saying was, and Johnny already answered the question, but just to add one more thing to it, because this question, I kind of knew this already, but I was doing a little bit of research on this with my new wet, dry, wet rig that I just had set up. The standby mode, as Johnny said, that's what it's meant for. You can literally leave it that way for days. Not that you should, but I mean, hours is no problem. That's what it's for. And actually, if you're turning the amp on and off, you're actually working the tubes even harder, because now they have to start all up again. So if you can kind of just picture turning your heat in your house on in the middle of the winter time, and then, you know, getting your heat up to a temperature that is satisfiable to you and your family or whatever, and then basically just turning it off, turning it all the way to zero, letting the house freeze up again, and then turning the heat, and the burner has to start up and work itself back up, versus just put it at a temperature that's kind of comfortable and standby. And that's exactly kind of the same mentality of what that's for. So if you're jamming and you're playing for 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and then you get a phone call, you got to take a business call, but you want to continue to play, or you want to watch Johnny's show, or you want to do something else, or do something on the computer, put it on standby. And what that does is puts it in kind of like a power down mode to a certain extent, but it keeps everything current. So that way you're not putting any pressure on those tubes. You're not overworking the amp. And then you just click it off standby. That's what it's meant for. You can literally do that for hours. So definitely.
Yes. Yeah, it's like what I said. Sorry, I'm sharing the video to Facebook, which I highly recommend everybody do.
Yeah.
And
good question though, too, Sean. Very good question.
Yeah, that was an excellent question. And
a good choice of amp too.
Oh, yes.
Johnny, see the cup? Can you see the cup?
I do. Oh, it has a VH on it.
VH. I don't even remember where I got this cup from.
Look at that.
Oh, where is it? Oh my God, there it is. You can see it.
See it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Will Star, welcome, man. Craig, Guitar Wannabe's here. Hey now, Guitar Wannabe.
Yeah, I just sent him a text. I'm like, hey,
Craig,
turn your TV on.
Turn your tubes on.
Turn your tubes on. Finish my purple guitar. You're driving me nuts. Okay. By the way, Craig sent me some pictures of my Purple Music Man the other day, and about fell out of my chair. Oh gosh, I think he's still working on the headstock. I don't know if he finished it, or I don't know what the status of it is. It's been like a week and I heard nothing, so it must be coming along really good. But it looked amazing last time I saw some pictures, so I can't wait. Craig's an awesome guy, and he does awesome work. So CHS Custom Guitars, guys, awesome work.
Nice.
Craig's a good friend of ours, real good friend of mine, and can't wait to see him again.
Oh, that's so special.
You owe me a hug, Craig. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sharing to
show them. I actually don't have the pictures on my phone. I have text messages, but I'd have to download everything.
Oh. Nice. All right. I'm sharing to Facebook and trying to talk is very, very difficult.
Dwight, what's going on? How you doing? Kyle Tim says, Rob, have you played the 5150 series guitars yet? Yep, I have. They're great guitars. Actually, last week when Chris Hubbard and I went out to see Jimmy Ka and set his rig up, Jimmy has the, what do they call that? The fire engine red color, Johnny? The 5150? What is that?
Rocket red.
Rocket red. That's it. Yeah. Jimmy has the rocket red.
That's a great one.
Oh, awesome.
That's probably my favorite one.
Yep.
You know, at first I thought I would like the primer gray.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
just
cool.
because it's but when I saw them all at Guitar Center in San Jose before NAMM, before the NAMM show, like sometime last year I saw them.
Yeah.
And that Rocket Red is a very, very awesome finish.
I'd never seen one in person. I just seen the pictures of them, and then, like you said, Johnny, when I saw it at Jimmy's house, I was like, it's just like boom. I mean, it's like hits you. Like it looks so much different in person in a awesome way. I mean, it is.
They always do. They always do. And hey, John Biel, excellent show last night, man.
What's up, John?
Yeah. All those guitars, they always, if you think they look good online, wait till you see them in person. The finishes are always much nicer in person.
Yeah.
Always.
The neck to me on those, they felt very obviously they felt like the striped 5150 because it's the same. I guess they're cut from the same mold, the 5150 series. But to me, Jimmy's his neck felt like a Wolfgang neck. It kind of reminded me of my
Wolfgang
USA neck, but my number 4 neck, the number 4 neck that I have, which is a special neck, I think, the one I got from Hubbard, it felt very similar to that. To me, very smooth,
cool.
very
That's cool. Say hello to some people. Kyle Timms, I got the Rocket Red and love it. Different lighting changes the tint.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome, Kyle. Thank you so much for watching, Kyle.
That's a good point too, Kyle. I mean, especially on that one, when we were messing around with the lighting at Jimmy's house, that's the guitar that I was playing was his Rocket Red 5150 series, and every time they'd mess with the lighting, it was like, whoa, it looked different. Definitely cool.
Yeah. Yes.
If I was to get one, that would probably be the color I'd get, actually.
Yeah. I like it, although if I was to get one, I'd probably still get the gray one, the primer gray. I think.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so, yeah, just because it's different.
Yeah, you always like mix it up a little bit with your guitars. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I always like stuff a little different. Yeah. Steve Carmichael, a channel member here on YouTube, says, was the name OU812 a jab at Dave's Eat 'em and Smile?
Go ahead.
Was it? Did we ask Billy Sheehan that? I can't remember when Billy was here.
I mean, I don't think so. I was just listening to OU812 in the studio the other day. I have all the in the studio with Redbeard episodes that they did all the way from VH1 all the way up until I think they did one on Balance. And I was just listening to the OU812 the other day, and I was also listening to one of the Rockline episodes from 1988 where they interviewed Mike and Al. And one episode, then Ed and Sammy. Actually, Hubbard and I were listening to it again on the way to New York.
From the one from when?
88.
88? Oh, yeah. Man, I never heard that one.
Yeah, they're on YouTube, so check it out. There's 2 episodes. There's one from, like I said, with Ed and Sam, and then there's another one with Al and Mike. And I'd heard them both before, but listen to them again, and that exact question is asked. And basically, Van Halen they just throw a name out. They just to let people know there's a new album out there. They don't necessarily have any rhyme or reason. And they said basically, the guy sitting on the back like this, the Darwin guy was, like this. They was like, oh, you ate one too? Poor guy. I mean, that's their mentality.
Oh, that's what they said?
Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't, according to them, unless there's some kind of an inside secret, I mean, we'll never know if it had anything to do with the Eat 'em and Smile. We won't. But according to them, it was just a name, and Al was always the one that came up with the names. As a matter of fact, they even mentioned that OU812 was going to be named Balance. It was going to be named Balance, and they said, no, we don't want to do that.
They said that then?
Yeah. Balance was going to be the OU812 name, and at the last minute they changed it. And then, of course, Foreign Lawful came out, and Balance didn't come up. But then, not to get off the topic, but then Balance, because of the death of Ed Loeffler and everybody going through changes and Ed cutting his hair and all that stuff, they wanted to find that balance. But yeah, OU812 was just something Al came up with, just for no rhyme or reason, according to Van Halen at the time.
Cool. And Steve Carmichael says that's the rock line that had the giveaway when we won the autographed CDs. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we both have autographed black and blue single CDs with their signatures. Steve Carmichael and I both have them. And you can tell they're from the same thing because they're both signed in the same spots.
Yeah. Speaking of OU812, Johnny, we're allowed to just play a little snippet from a bootleg, aren't we? From like a 1988 Monsters of Rock LA show.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because
a snippet.
When Hubbard and I were, I think it was Hubbard, maybe it was, I think it was Hubbard and I were driving, and he said, he remembers watching a show that Johnny did a while ago. I don't even know how long ago, and it was Dave was on it, and Jay was on it, and you guys were talking about the OU812 tour, and there were times when they opened the set list with Summer Nights, and Jay and Dave were like, no, they never did that, and Johnny was like, yeah, I think they did. And Hubbard asked me, he goes, what do you think? I go, they absolutely did open the set with Summer Nights. In the Monsters of Rock phase, they did. Yeah. Not in the, because you got to remember, an OU812 tour, they started the OU812 tour, and then in the middle, Monsters of Rock, which was the same thing, kind of took over, and they did a certain amount of sets. And then they finished with the OU812 tour.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy Ka.
Jimmy Ka. We were just talking about you, dude. And
were your ears burning? He was talking about your guitar.
Your Rocket Red 5150. But in the Monsters of Rock phase, which was in the middle of the OU812 tour, which was a stadium set tour.
Did you say OU812 tour?
OU812?
Outface, that's true. In a Cheech and Chong movie, OU812 is a license plate on their car. That's the truth.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But in the Monsters of Rock phase, they replaced the song 5150 with Sucker and a Three-Piece, which is kind of cool because I love that song too. And then they brought 5150 back at the end. But I have I have a whole bunch of them. They didn't do it all the time, but probably 4 or 5 times in the Monsters of Rock tour. Johnny was right in that particular episode you did. They did.
Of course I was.
They did open with they opened with Summer Nights, and here's Monsters of Rock LA 1988. And it's a bootleg, so you guys won't hear much, but here's them coming out, opening with Summer Nights. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they're coming out with the main event, Van Halen. Sammy's like, you guys got some more left?
You can't, when you talk over it, you can't hear it because it pushes, it compresses it. Yep. So that's them starting with Summer Nights. Yep.
Yeah.
See, I was right.
Yeah. Now
I'm always right.
It sounds horrible right here, but it's a very
I'm just kidding.
Bootleg.
All the bootlegs from back then they're terrible because they're recorded on some teeny tiny micro cassette. Not that this is, but you know, and then most of them, like that one, I can tell that one was transferred to vinyl.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those bootlegs would come out on vinyl, which you think is great. You're like, oh, it's on vinyl. This is going to sound great. Right. You put it on, and it's the worst sound you've ever heard in your life, tone-wise.
There was an 86 show in Arkansas. It was one of the first shows.
The double. It's a double.
Yeah.
I had that. Dude, I had that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was called, I forget what it was called, but I have it downstairs. But I'll tell you, though, I found 2 days ago, because Johnny and I have collected these shows and been fans of these shows for well over 20 years now. But I just found online on the VH Trading Denmark 95 the other day, and I downloaded it. I'm telling you guys, it sounds like a freaking soundboard. I mean, it's insane. Check this. This is Denmark 1995. Check this out.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's enough.
Sammy
was right. We'll get flagged. Yeah. Nice. Oh, that sounds good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I don't know who recorded it or how they recorded it, but it's on, I don't know if it's on YouTube, but if you're a member of VH Trading, they do that BitTorrent thing now where you can,
Yeah.
And I finally figured out how to do that because I was stuck in the old CD tape days all those years, DVD stuff. And I was like, holy crap. I mean, I bet you I sat there for 2 hours the other morning on a day off, literally downloading that show because it was it's like soundboard quality. And then I went running to it. I went for like a 5-mile run. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Denmark 95. And that was, Johnny, that was when they did that, the European leg, right? They went over to Europe and did the Rock Am Ring and opened for Bon Jovi for, about a month, right?
Well, that's in Europe, right? Isn't Denmark overseas?
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't Denmark, Montana.
Yeah, this was definitely overseas.
Yeah. No, the thing is that probably is soundboard because a lot of that stuff, when they went over to do those shows, a lot of that stuff it was promotional shows, so they were soundboard. They were professionally recorded. There we go, because they were played on the radio.
Right.
A lot of those over there.
Yeah. Yeah, because over there, I mean, other than like Amsterdam, Holland, and some of the other places, Bon Jovi was huge over there. But a lot of the European places they played, not Amsterdam, Holland, because that's where Van Halen's Dutch. Obviously, they came from there. They knew them really well. But Van Halen was not as big as Bon Jovi was, so there was a lot of people, over there that their first exposure to Van Halen was the Balance record, and they had, as Eddie said back in '96, they had no clue that there was 10 other records. So a lot of people in Europe were exposed to Van Halen for the first time. So that was kind of a cool thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Bozique.
Hey, what's up,
Bozique, another long-time viewer of these shows and a channel member on YouTube. That's what that little thing next to his name there. That means that's an S. I think it means sponsor is what that means.
So let's talk about our '84 guitars for a minute.
Yeah. Hey, Jared.
Johnny has a guitar in the background. Hey, what's up, Jared? How you
Jared
doing?
Frost.
Jared.
Man, a lot of people showing up, man.
Yeah.
Followed me on Periscope, Nightbot. Wow, thank you, Nightbot.
Well, Nightbot's always kind of hanging around.
To Beane and one is here. Saying hey to Bozique. Nice EVH guitar there, man. Man, a lot of people here, man. Man, we should do a Sunday show more often, man.
We should. And as a matter of fact, my life is about to change really fast. Next couple of days, we'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, we can do Sunday shows if you want because I'll be around. What
made you decide to do that?
All right, we'll talk about the '84 guitars in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
No, we'll be doing it. It's actually
I'm just kidding.
Time. A lot of you guys have been asking me. I've been getting messages every day, all throughout the day for the last maybe month or so. Well, I mean, I get a lot of messages anyways on guitar stuff, and which is really awesome because anybody watching Johnny's show, keep the questions coming because I love answering that stuff. It's fun, it's a good time, and I love helping people as Johnny does, and Dave and Jay and all those guys.
Jay's watching Summer Nights right now.
Sweet.
He just sent me a video on Facebook Messenger. He's watching. That's Summer Nights, right? Yeah, it's the end of Summer Nights.
I was watching
his baby's rocking in the rocking chair, watching Live Without Net on Summer Nights.
Jay's Instagram story the other day. The baby's laying there, and Jay's like, "Wait for it." The baby's like, "It was so awesome. It was great, so adorable." Jay, you got an awesome looking family there. Thanks, Joe. Nice shirt. Thank you. I'm not a big fan of the Patriots anymore. Brady's gone. I mean, everybody's gone. Gronk's gone. Whatever. Who cares? We'll see what happens. But, anyways, last month or so, everybody's been asking a lot of questions and stuff. And when are you going to do another show on my channel and stuff like that, and my personal channel? And I've been meaning to do one, but I kind of took a new. Well, it's more of a lateral move than pretty much anything else. It's I've been in law enforcement and security and safety for the last 20 years, I guess you could say, maybe a little bit over. But I got an opportunity about four or 5 months ago to kind of switch over to the corrections end of things, and I never really, I thought about it over the years, but it was a really, really good opportunity. And, financially it was a good move, and retirement wise and benefits and all that, and me being a single guy and everything still. And the facility is literally a mile from my place. So needless to say, I put in for it, and, I have a background in that field. So I got an interview, and I made it through the first few phases and all that. And, took the physical fitness test and the medical stuff and all that, and I made it. And the academy was supposed to start last month, and with the pandemic and all the stuff going on, it was delayed. So even though I've been in law enforcement for 20 years and I went to the full-time academy a long time ago, technically, because it's corrections and it's I'll be working at a prison basically. I have to go through the full-time academy all over again. So I'm like one of like 23 people. Everybody's anywhere from 22 years old to 34, and I'm like 46. So, and nobody can believe it, So
they'll be like, "Hey, Grandpa, what are you doing here?"
Well, nobody thinks I'm that old, and fitness-wise, I obviously passed everything because I try to stay in good shape. But anyways, make a long story short, the full-time academy starts Tuesday, day after tomorrow. So I'm all geared up, I'm all ramped up, and over the last month, the reason I haven't done a lot of shows is just because I've been preparing for that and getting squared away and paperwork and all that stuff. And then Hubbard came last week, and I was able to get a few days to kind of do that. But the academy starts. So starting Tuesday for 9 weeks, they own my butt. And I got to mentally prepare, which I already am, to being screamed and yelled at because it's very militaristic. And basically, they're going to pay me good money to exercise all day and do homework and all that. So I'm kind of excited because it's kind of a good reset for me. It's kind of going back to my roots again. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. So I'm not gonna be offline, but I probably won't be that available during the week, at least until middle of July, till the academy's over, and hopefully I graduate, which I'm hoping I do. So, but I will be.
Of course you will.
It's Monday through Friday, so I do have the weekends off, but they want you to kind of stay low key on the weekends. So I'm probably going to be just playing a lot of guitar on the weekends and doing some homework. But if Johnny wants to do some shows on Sundays, I should be around. But that's basically why I haven't really done a lot of shows. I've just been so busy getting prepared for that. And liftoff is this Tuesday morning at 06:30. So I'm front and center. So.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm ready to go. I mean, it doesn't intimidate me. I've been through this before. I'm ready for it. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but it's all good.
Cool. So, how are they gonna? Is everybody gonna be wearing masks? Is that still happening?
So that was one of the reasons why the academy was delayed so long, because they couldn't figure out how they were going to run it. So basically, it's kind of funny. I'm sitting on my kitchen table. So every morning until the academy starts, I have to do this assessment paper.
Okay, well, I don't know if you want to show that, but
I got to take my temperature and everything. Well, it's just a basic thing. And I got to take my temperature and everything and send it in and tell them, I'm safe and I'm.
Oh, right.
So I'm ready to go health-wise, but they want us to really social distance for the 9 weeks. We really aren't supposed to be doing much of anything. So like I said, I'm pretty much going to be held up in the evenings and the weekends, just playing guitar and working out and doing homework, and maybe pick up a show with Johnny or something like that. But we are supposed to be wearing masks the entire academy, including the fitness piece. So that should be fun, running 15 miles with masks on.
Oh, man.
So I'm probably going to, hopefully when I graduate, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life going into the summer. So kind of looking forward to it. But
awesome.
Thanks for being a 50 Fly guy. And
everybody's saying congratulations, man. The whole chat is. So
I'm not going anywhere, guys. But like I said, if you send me messages on Instagram or Messenger or whatever, if I don't get back or respond as quickly as I usually try to, it's just because I'm kind of tied up. But I will respond. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just tied up with that. And I probably won't be posting on social media as much, because they really don't want you posting much when you're in that kind of mode. I'm not even allowed to talk about what I'm doing, so I won't even be able to talk. So if Johnny and I do a show, I'll pretty much be able to say, hey, I'm alive. So
now we have to delete the video.
Yeah.
You have to answer Sean Mahoney's question again, because it'll be gone.
Yeah, I know, right?
By the way, Sean, thank you again, man. And actually, we got we got another question.
Yeah.
Over on Facebook. Let me find it. Actually, there's a lot of questions. There's another question here. Maybe you can. Where is it? I just saw. Where is it? I just saw it. Do you know anything about anniversary Ernie Ball gold tops? Do you know anything about that?
Gold tops.
Have you heard about that?
On the anniversary Ernie Ball gold top, same specs as really very small come up. Actually, no. I haven't. Johnny, I haven't even heard about that. Actually,
we heard somebody was telling us something about this the other night while we were on. I myself, I've only heard what somebody has told me in the chat here before. So I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. And then here, if you can, let me look for that other question on Facebook, and if you can see that on the screen, if you have like a quick answer for that.
I've literally been getting inundated with those questions on my new wet dry wet rig. Can you tell me about the settings for harmonizer on Van Halen Hagar era? Salutes from. Yeah. Well, first off, I'm going to say, if you watched Johnny's show a week ago, Thursday, Johnny Beane show, the one you're watching right now, when Chris Hubbard and I were being interviewed by Johnny, we go over all of that. We gave the exact settings of the Eventide harmonizer, in fact, the pitch factor. However, let me see if I can find. Well, actually, I can tell you what it is. So basically, if you're going to use like an Eventide harmonizer, like a pitch factor, basically what you want to do is you want to adjust your pitch A and your pitch B. I'm going to give you the simple answer. And technically, pitch A should be adjusted to -9 cents. And pitch B should be adjusted to +9 cents. And that gives you a detuned setting. and you want to have it set on micro pitch, okay? And that's going to give you the balance live right here, right now for an awful carnalogy kind of harmonizer type sound that Eddie used on his wet, dry, wet rig. And basically, depending on what you're running, if you're just running a solid state amp, or even like a tube amp that's not, you're going to run like a 5150 combo, a PV or an EVH, you're just going to run one amp. You don't need to have an Eventide harmonizer. You could basically just use like a Boss PS6 harmonist and set it to detune and adjust your balance level till about 1 o'clock. And because that's a mono, you're only running one amp, that's going to give you the same exact sound in a mono setting. And then just adjust run like a Boss DD3 delay pedal or a MXR carbon copy, whatever delay you want to use, and just set that to a slapback delay, like a bup, 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 and that'll give you a mono sound. But if you decide you want to run a wet, dry, wet rig, you're going to need a head to power your middle cab, and you're going to need a power amp to power your two outside left and right wet cabs. And that's where, I mean, you can also run a PS6 harmonist. That's what we did with Jimmy Carr. We set him up, or Hubbard set him up with the PS6 on that. But basically what he's getting a plus 9 cents on the left and a plus 9 cents on the right, which is fine. But if you want to get a little bit more technical, be a little bit more like Ed, the Eventide harmonizer, if you adjust it positive on one side and negative on the other, it makes the sound a little bit fuller. So that's pretty much Michael J. Oh, actually, we got an answer on that.
The short answer 20 minutes later.
Yeah, I know.
That was the bell. That was the timer. Time's up, Rob.
Yeah, we're all deaf. People are asking about an Ernie Ball meeting in Gold. Oh, okay, never mind. He's asking about he's not answering that question. He's talking about something else. We're all deaf because every time somebody texts me, my laptop goes off and it makes a loud ding. So nobody texts me while I'm on live with Johnny, please. If you're watching the show. But basically, that's how that works. So you want to have a plus 9 cents and a negative 9 cents on your pitch, and set it to micro pitch.
There you go.
That's going to give you what you're looking for.
There you go. And you talked about it on that other video, which there'll be a card right above Rob on the right-hand part of the screen. That there'll be a drop down here on YouTube of the video with Rob and Chris Hubbard talking about that. And Vin has a question. I think this is on Instagram, although I've got my Instagram and Facebook connected, so it's vice versa. To me, it's all the same. Well, actually, Facebook owns Instagram. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah. Facebook owns everything.
Vin over on Facebook or on Instagram says, "Hi, Johnny. Really enjoying your live stream. Listening from England. Thank you so much for listening, man. Do you know anything about high frets on guitars? Or have you had any experiences with that?" I have had experiences with that. Whoops. Yeah, when you have a high fret, you don't want to do this yourself. You know, you want to take it to a tech, and you want to basically let's say this pen is the high fret. Let me take I'll take the sound machine. If you can see me here, you got this is the fretboard. This is the fret. This fret's too high, so you want to take it in to the guitar tech, and have them grind all the frets down, right? If you have a high fret, that's what you want to do. Well, there's different things. They can also
sometimes they pop up a little bit, and you got to knock them down.
Sometimes they pop. That's what I was going to say. Sometimes they kind of pop up, and you can take a hammer and you can kind of bang them down a little bit.
Use a rubber mallet, though. Don't use a hammer because I've
okay.
I've damaged my frets trying to do that. And my guitar tech wrung my neck one day because I'm like, "What's wrong with my fret? I had a high fret." He goes, "You numb." I won't tell you what he called me. He's like, "You used a hammer? No wonder you're afraid." He goes, "Use a rubber mallet." So
numb something?
I'll bring it to you from now on.
It's like, hey, you.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But yeah, take it to a tech to do that. You don't. I wouldn't. If you don't have any experience with working on guitars, even if you have a little bit of experience, I wouldn't do any fret work yourself. I wouldn't. I would take it to someone who really knows what they're doing with that, because you can really screw up one fret, and next thing you know, your string's buzzing and you can't get it to stop.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Carr's Ernie Ball Music Man is at my guitar tech right now, having a total refret done. About a month and a half ago, whenever it was, when Jimmy Carr actually came to my house. You guys remember that? He brought his Tiger Stripe Lynch guitar, which I'm having one made by Nick Amendolora right now, by the way. I'm going to get a Lynch guitar. I'm pretty pumped. We'll talk about that after. But Jimmy asked me, he says, because he lives in Rhode Island and I live in Massachusetts, but we're only like an hour and a half away from each other. We're really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, do you know of anybody that can do refret work? And as a matter of fact, 15 minutes away from me here, I have a guy that's really good. He's an incredible luthier. He's been around a long time, but he just established a new business and the next couple towns over. And he's done a lot of work for me, and he's really, really, really good. And his specialty is fret work, or neck work, I should say. Well, Jimmy's frets on his Music Man. Jimmy, if you're watching, I forget. I think that's a 91 or 92. It's like Johnny's Music Man, a 91. I think Johnny's is a 92, but Jimmy's is about the same era. It's one of the older original ones, and his frets are pretty much trashed on it. It needs a refret. So when Hubs and I went down to set up his wet, dry, wet rig a week and a half ago or so, I took his Music Man home with me and I dropped it off at, it's actually, I'll give the guy a little bit of credit because he loves it. His name is Owen Davidson. It's Davidson Guitars in Northfield, Massachusetts. If any of you guys decide you want to have any work done, he's awesome. But we dropped the guitar off, and it's probably going to be about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, whatever it is now. And he's doing a total refret on Jimmy's original 92, I think it is, Ernie Ball Music Man. So yeah, that should be cool. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I got to get mine redone at some point. At some point, not now.
Do you need a refret, or do you just need like a dressing?
I don't know. Probably just a dressing. Probably just, I don't know.
By the way, Jay says, Rob, when are we doing the 3/4 scale 5150 for Ellie? Hey, dude, I'm ready whenever you are. Maybe we wait till I get out of the academy so I have a little extra time. But yeah, we should definitely do that. We talked about that, like, gosh, almost a year ago. And speaking of that, Jay, I got to give him some credit. He sent me a message on Messenger, but I can't watch it now because we're live. But about maybe a month and a half ago, I had my Steinberger GL2T out and I was playing, summer nights. This little thing, and Jay actually had a good ear, and he corrected me on something which I never knew. And I'll tell you, now that he told me about it, and I listened to Summer Nights even on the album or on like a bootleg or whatever, and even how I play it, you guys probably won't be able to hear it because it doesn't really matter because the chords are still the same. But Jay was like, hey, he's like on the main verse, on the main chords, on the cowboy chords, he's like, Eddie's only hitting 2 chords. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyways, what I was doing, I was going like that. And Jay's like, no, it's.
So you were doing an extra strum.
Yeah, I was doing an extra strum, and I'm like, really? And he's like, other than that, dude, it sounded great. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I listened to it, and I'm like, wow, it flows so much better when you do it that way. And again, I've listened to that song since 1986, and I never caught that. But now, when I play it, thanks to Jay, it's just like, damn, okay. So thank you to Jay for that, because it totally changed. I mean, I know it's a stupid thing. I mean, it's easy, but that extra strum, for some reason, just kind of messed my timing up a little bit on the.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. That's. I mean, yeah. An extra strum in there could.
Yeah.
It'll throw the song off. It'll.
Yeah, definitely
make it longer.
Oh,
it could.
yeah, sure.
It could.
But thank you, Jay, for that.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Guitar for sure.
Nick Horton is here. Hey guys, how late are you? You're about 56 minutes late.
That's not, nothing wrong being late to the party.
Nice avatar though, man. That's an old. That was the Guitar Center centerfold for February 1990. Guitar player, Guitar World. Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's
photographed by David Bertinelli, who might be on the show at some point. Maybe.
That's a great poster too. The 3 workhorses.
Oh yeah, yeah. When that came out, man, I bought like 5 or 6 of those, and I still have one that's in mint condition, as a comic book guy would say. Matthew over on, is this Facebook? Got the EVH Frankie. Totally cool, man. Playing it all the time. With the success of this run, I would think a 5150 Relic could be next. He's saying, and hey, Matthew, I don't know if you're watching this. Well, if you're watching this, but thank you for the message.
Yeah.
Cool guitar. I'll write him back just in case. Matthew, are you watching this? Let me know. Let me know in the message. Yeah, that's a great, the EVH Frankie. Yeah, that's a very cool guitar.
John, are you going to get one of those?
I would like to. There's a lot of stuff I would like to get.
I was thinking of getting one too, but I'm like, it's like I had Nick make my exact replica last year, I'm like, I don't know. I love the EVH guitar. I was actually trying to think about the EVH guitars that I have now. I'm not talking about Music Man's or PD Wolfgang's. I'm talking about EVH guitars. So I have my Bumblebee is an EVH. My VH1, black and white striped, is an EVH. I have the Tour Relic, which is USA. I have the Stealth, which is a USA, and then I have the number 4 replica, which is an EVH, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I have? It's EVH.
Everything.
Yeah, but a lot of them are like Johnny and my guitars. They're. By the way, we do need to talk about these 84 guitars again, because they are pretty bad. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm probably not going to get that particular one because I don't like duplicate guitars. But Johnny, you should get one though, because you don't have a Frankenstrat.
No, I don't.
We all got to chip in. We all got to chip in, guys. We got to chip in, and we got to get Johnny a Frankenstrat. We need to do that. I think we should. I seriously think we should all chip in and surprise Johnny with a Frankie one of these days. We can put it together. We'll message me and we'll figure something out sometime.
Hey.
That would be a cool gift. Johnny opening up a surprise package and it's a Frankenstein. That would be cool. I'd love to see that. Of course, I'd have to get him some damn reflectors to put on the back of the thing. But I don't know why I'd bother, because I gave him some 5150 decals a long time ago, and he still hasn't. I'm kidding.
Matthew, thank you for watching, Matthew. Yeah, I still gotta put those on, those decals that you sent me. And yeah, Jay says EVH Gear should send Johnny a Frankie. He's helped sell more EVH guitars than anybody.
Damn right, Jay.
Except maybe the man himself. That's probably true.
Good point. We've all jumped in, I think Jay included. I think we've all sold a lot of EVH guitars over the last 5-6 years. But Jay's got a good point. Johnny's just been huge for the EVH industry, no doubt.
Oh, well, I mean, I walk over to the booth at NAMM, and they're like, they know who I am.
Oh, yeah. Matt Brown's like, "Hey, Johnny, when we doing the show?" You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, what can we say? You know, we all love Van Halen. I love the EVH gear stuff. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
you know,
I wish they would come out with some actual. I mean, I have the handkerchiefs, you know, but I wish they would actually come out with some actual surgical type, you know, masks, the striped, the actual masks. I ordered one off of Amazon today, but it's not official. It's called something else, but it's a striped mask, so it was pretty cool. So,
yeah.
If you're watching, make some striped masks.
Striped masks.
Hotcakes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, they definitely would. You know.
Well, anyways, let's talk about these '84 guitars for a minute. Johnny's got a guitar in the back, and
yeah.
Do you want to talk about yours first? I mean, we've done this before. I mean, but there's a lot of people watching now that
there's
know where you got it from.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know. We always talk like we're talking to the same people all the time, which we are. But I do know there's a lot of other people that watch these videos that we don't even know that we don't even know about.
Grab it, Johnny, and just show it, and just yours is really cool. Johnny's is a different era of the same guitar of mine. We'll talk about that in a minute. Really cool guitar. This is one of my favorite Kramers. One of my favorite Kramers.
Yeah, this was a present from David Nesdahl. It was a guitar that was built for him back in 2008 from somebody. Somebody built this for him, and what happened was I think it was those Guitar Man books came out probably shortly after that, and you guys got to
the next day. Usually
the next day
we finish up, then a book comes out with another picture. It's like
yeah, the next day a book comes out with the actual picture of the actual back of the guitar. So the back of this guitar is not correct at all. Okay.
Man, they had EVH logos back in 1984. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I got this from the NAMM booth years ago, and I stuck a bunch of these on a bunch of my guitars. But
I love
so that. David Nesdahl being the he likes his relics totally exact. Since this wasn't correct, he's like, oh, this is is useless now, and he threw it. He was gonna throw this in the garbage.
Wait, I don't think David Nesdahl has any Van Halen guitars anymore.
No, I think he got rid of them all.
Yeah, I think he sold them all.
He's really into that SG now that he plays. But yeah, so he's like, well, hey, do you want it? It was just in parts. It was in pieces on the floor in his closet or something. And I'm like, dude, sure. I mean, at the time, I really wasn't doing these types of videos. This is when we first started doing these videos, actually.
When was that, Johnny? 6 years ago you got that? 7? You've had it for at least 5 when I started doing shows.
Over 5. Yeah, I got it. I got this right before I moved to Santa Cruz. Because we started doing these types of shows in 2014.
Yeah, you guys had to jump on me by a year because I started in 2015. I started in like May of 2015 when I jumped on with you and Dave.
2014, we started doing these shows. And so, of course, when I met Dave, we started doing this type of stuff. Or I think I was doing them for a little bit by myself. And then I told Dave, hey, we should start doing this stuff and start talking about Van Halen guitars and stuff, I think people would really dig that. And then everybody started doing them. Yeah. And then, of course, now everybody's doing everything now. But anyway, so Nesdahl gave me this as a present. Thank you again, David Nesdahl. And I'm like, yeah, it's perfect for doing the types of videos that I was doing at the time, which was like lesson videos, like tricks, doing the elephant horse, how to tap, all that type.
Make no mistake, that guitar Johnny has is the headstock paint scheme and the front of the body and the sides is totally accurate for the '84 era. I mean, it had a black pickup in it. Johnny Swap put a cream pickup in it, but the only thing that's probably not accurate about that guitar would be the back of the body. Everything else is 100% accurate on that guitar. 100%, including the black stripes and everything.
The black stripes, and I've got a little piece of tape right here just for fun.
Oh, that might not be accurate.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, it's not accurate, but it's cool.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
It's cool, you know. And yeah, I put the cream EVH Wolfgang pickup in there. Number one, because it's different.
Looks cool. I like it.
Actually, yeah, I put it in there for looks first, because it kind of reminded me of like you know, there was all those backup Kramer guitars in the Hard Rock cafes and the giveaway guitars, and like the one that he gave to my friend Michael, you know, Gutierrez, that has a cream pickup in it.
Yeah.
You know, which, by the way, Michael, he'll be here next Friday. Actually, I'm just remembering. Michael Gutierrez, the guy from the 1985 NAMM video where Eddie gives him a Kramer. Michael will be here Friday.
Oh,
he's a longtime friend of mine. We're actually going to be interviewing a friend of his, a guy that actually makes drums, actually a drum company. So that's Friday. That'll be this Friday, and I got to make a card for it. I've got so much crap I got to do. But anyway, yeah. So I stuck that in there because it kind of looked like a backup kind of Kramer. But yeah, it's got an actual Floyd on it, actual brand new German Floyd, and yeah, it's a great. I mean, the setup is kind of weird, you know, but it's cool.
And quite frankly, I mean, you never know. Eddie swapped pickups out on his guitars through the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, 90s, and, you know, countless times. And I mean, we only go by what we saw in pictures. So, I mean, you never know. I mean, the '84 could have had a cream pickup in it at some time. I mean, for a period of time, we don't know. But Johnny's guitar is actually, for those of you guys that don't know, Johnny knows, but is the 1984 era of that guitar. So when Eddie had that style guitar built, he actually built three of them. He built the 5150, the 84, and the Hot for Teacher. Those three of them were built around the same exact time. And when that guitar was built, the neck that's on Johnny's right now, 84, is the neck that was on the original 84. And it had a backwards black stripe, and it had 2 stars in the headstock, and it had 2 stars in the horn. Whereas the 51, well, Eddie put those on, but the paint scheme looked like that. So that was the original 2-starred neck, all right, with the 1984 stickers. And then the 5150 had 5150 stickers on it. And the guitar had all chrome hardware. Had a German whale tail original chrome Floyd Rose on it. And it had, you know, all chrome tuners and hardware and everything on it, just like Johnny's does. And the volume knob was actually a metal or a plastic kind of a ribbed type knob. It's not the Steinberger knob that's on it right now, but it was a different knob. And he went through different knobs. Then it had a speed knob on it. And then it's originally ended up with a Steinberger.
Yeah. This is an old MXR knob. This is an actual MXR. I stuck this one on here because it's kind of beat up.
It's cool though.
It looks kind of cool. Yeah, it's an actual MXR knob from my MXR Phase 90 from decades ago.
Yep.
See, look at the wear on it. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So I stuck that on there just because it looked kind of neat. There it is.
So basically, that's what that guitar looked. Essentially, had a black pickup in it, but that's what that guitar looked like in the 1984 tour. And Eddie's 2 main guitars in the '84 tour were the 5150 and that one. And sometime after the 1984 tour, prior to 1985, Eddie took that neck off that guitar and he put it on what's called the '85 Hard Rock giveaway guitar. And there's video footage of when Eddie and Val donated a striped Kramer to Hard Rock Cafe in 1985. It had that neck on it, the two-star neck, and Eddie basically said that that was his number 2 guitar. He was kind of half right. He didn't want to give the guitar up, so he stripped the neck off and gave him the neck that he played, but he put it on a different body, and the body looked it looks similar to a Hot for Teacher kind of body. It's not the Hot for Teacher, but and they donated that guitar. And then you saw a phase 2 of the 1984 Kramer, which basically is the one that I did. I actually downstairs I have the 85 Hard Rock giveaway replica with a 2-star neck on it. But what Eddie did is he put a black Floyd on it. This knob, it's actually a Steinberger knob. It's a real Steinberger knob. This is what the guitar looks like today. But back in '86, Eddie it actually had a speed knob on it, like a Kramer speed knob. You know,
the black circle knob with the numbers.
Right, looks real glassy looking. You know, kind of like plexiglassy looking black. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And basically had black hardware put on, black Floyd put on it, and this is called the replacement neck. Now, this neck was painted at the exact same time as that 2-star neck, the Hot for Teacher neck, and the 5150 neck. And it's been said that this neck was just kind of sitting around because it was still painted in sunset orange. And the only guitars we know of that were painted in sunset orange were the 5150, the 84, and the Neptune guitar, which Johnny and I actually saw with Caleb in LA. Those are the 3 that we know of that were painted with a sunset orange. There might have been a couple others too, but this neck was laying around, and it's called the replacement neck. So Eddie threw this on the guitar, had a black nut on it with a black string retainer, and it had chrome Schaller or Gattos. We're not sure. The 5150 had Gattos, but we're not sure if the 84 is Schallers or Gattos. Mine has Schallers. And the stripe scheme is exactly like the 5150, or close to. It's a little different, but the black stripe location is a little bit off. But well, it's on for this one, but it's a little bit different than the 5150. And this is what he played in the '86 5150 tour. And he played it for good enough, and he put an A bass string on instead of the low E, and that's how you got that low, well, thump for good enough. And this is what the guitar pretty much looked like in 1986. And this is pretty much what the guitar looks like now. It's a little bit more relic, and we think Wolfgang actually owns this guitar. And this is actually what the back looks like of the guitar. It's got a neck plate with a serial number B4186, which is accurate. I don't know if you guys, there we go. That's the actual neck plate, B4186, which is the 5150's B4129. That's the scrape scheme in the back. And the Z, 1984, we think means Zeke. We think it's for Zeke Clark, 1984. That's what was in the cavity. And yeah, so this is the 1984 Kramer 5150 era up till today. And you can see Nick Amendolara did this neck for me, did an awesome job on it. And it's got some really cool relicking on the headstock. Excuse me, on the neck. It's got the 2 stars and the horn. And yeah, it's really, really, really cool guitar. You can see where the overspray is here and down here. And Hubbard actually, I've painted a bunch of these over the years, but Hubbard did this body and Nick did the neck. So it's kind of a combination of the 2. So it's kind of a cool replica. It's definitely the best 84 I've ever had. And there's Johnny with his picture, which is, yeah, that's what the guitar looks like today. And Johnny, isn't it been said, isn't that true that we think Wolfgang owns the guitar now?
Yeah. Eddie did an interview with the radio station back in the early 2000s, 2003,
Michaels, yeah,
4 or 5, and he was telling them how he gave Wolfgang one of his backup guitars, and for some reason, yeah, we think it's this guitar.
Yeah, he said I said it was the backup Kramer. Yeah.
Okay.
We also believe, I didn't even know this. I forget, I don't know if it was you, Johnny, that told me, or Caleb, or somebody told me. I didn't even know this, but Wolfgang also owns the Steinberger GL2T 5150, the Summer Nights guitar in Get Up guitar.
That's cool. Did you see, dude, I'm glad we can bring this up, man. People are always asking us, do you think there'll be a Wolfgang EVH bass guitar? Everybody's always asking us that, and I'm always like, well, probably. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And Wolfgang actually answered that question himself.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
Recently on Instagram. On Instagram, somebody in the comments, way in the comments of a post that he did, somebody said, is there ever gonna be an EVH Wolfgang bass? And Wolfgang himself told that person, he's like, I want there to be. I wanted there to be. What was his exact words? Something like, yeah, Fender wasn't interested or something. That's what Mike Neese is saying. Yeah. Yeah. So Wolfgang himself was saying he wanted to do one, but nobody wanted to do one or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's very interesting.
That is cool. Will Neal says
Rob didn't even hear anything I just said.
No, he says no. I talk about the bass guitar, but I'm just jumping on this because I'm going to forget about it. But Will says, when was the 918V made? We think, well, the 918V was actually a backup Kramer for the 5150 tour, and the 918V stickers were stuck on it sometime in the 5150 tour. So that was made sometime in the 85, 86 era. There's another nice picture of the 84. And he also says, in that interview, which I have, Eddie says, yeah, the picks were still the same picks that were on the 84, and it was the same strings and from the 84 tour. That's actually incorrect. I'm going to correct Eddie on that, because Eddie actually played that guitar in 86 for Good Enough. And he put an A bass string on it, so it's definitely not the same strings as the 84 tour, because it had a whole totally different neck on it with a different Floyd. And it was on the road in OU812. We don't have any, as far as I know, there's no video or pictures of Eddie playing the 84 guitar during the OU812 tour, but it was definitely brought on the road, because in the Japanese leg of the OU812 tour, Zeke Clark actually is holding it backstage and doing an interview with Japan. So the 84 guitar was brought on 1986 tour, played in 1986 tour, and brought on the OU812 tour. Who knows? Maybe it was played sometimes. But so when Eddie says in that Dwyer and Michaels interview that it hasn't been touched since 84, that's incorrect, because Eddie forgets that it was brought on the 5150 tour and the OU812 tour. So the last time it was touched was 1988, not 84. So the strings would have been 88 era, not 84.
Huh. Well, who knows?
Only 4 years. What's 4 years?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there he is playing. We would assume Good Enough, right? That's 86.
Yeah, that's 86.
And that's the 84 guitar in 86.
Yep, that's the replacement neck. Same one as on mine. Yeah.
So that's like your version of the guitar right there.
Yep. Johnny's got the 84 version with the chrome hardware and the 2-star neck, which I think is really awesome. And I have the actual 86 and beyond era of it. And that's what makes the 1984 guitar, in our opinion, a really cool replica to have, because it has two different kind of versions of it. Different parts on it. It's two different necks. So it's pretty neat. Different hardware and everything. Whereas the 5150, it's pretty much everything stayed the same, except he replaced the pickup on it, and headstock broke and all that. But it's the same original whale tail bridge and everything.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to show this really quickly. Thank you again to Jim Nicholas for these pictures. This is the actual 918V Kramer. You guys were just talking about that. This is the actual one.
That's an awesome guitar too. Mike Nee says, "Is that the Vitas Gerolitis, Kramer?" No, that's a different guitar, Mike. Vitas Gerolitis was a Frankenstein style with a broken pickguard. I actually have a replica downstairs of the Vitas guitar in my arsenal. Those are really cool pictures. Really cool. Is that in Holland, Johnny? Hard Rock in Holland?
Yeah, Amsterdam.
The home of Van Halen.
Amsterdam. And then you're talking about the Vitas? Let's find that one too. Let's find a picture of that one. I think we actually have a picture in the Discord.
I can go grab my replica if you want.
Okay.
I'm going to grab my Vitas.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Let me turn my camera off here.
Yeah, don't stand up first.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not wearing any pants, so no.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Man. And by the way, everybody, join the Discord, the Johnny Beane Discord server. Post a lot of really cool pictures over there. A lot of Van Halen stuff. You know, the Kramer guitars, all that. There's a link right there. Let's see, where would that be?
I've actually seen the original Vitas at the Music Zoo. It's a cool guitar.
Oh yeah.
See if I can find a picture of me with it. It's not at the Music Zoo anymore. It was. And I got a chance to go see it a few years ago.
Oh, it's not?
No. We think Tommy Coletti, the owner, took it home with him. We think. It's not on display. Well, let's just say it's not on display anymore.
Okay, here's the Vitas. The Vitas Kramer. These are pictures by David Nesdahl, and they're pictures in the Discord. David said these are pictures that he took himself of it.
Yeah.
Some years back. So it's like a Frankenstein style guitar.
It's a sister guitar of the auction guitar that Unkert built. It's basically the exact same. There's three stripe motifs that are almost identical. It's the blue headstock Frankie. I have a replica of that. The Vitas Gerolitis guitar.
And that's a different one.
Yeah.
That one actually looks like the Vitas one too, huh?
Yeah.
That's the one you were just talking about.
Yeah, the three of them are, the stripe motif is really similar.
The auction guitar.
Paul,
I think this guitar actually, when it sold for auction, I think it actually went to help Jason Becker. Actually,
really, that's awesome.
I think the proceeds from that actually went to help Jason. If I'm,
that's cool. That's
I heard that. I heard that somewhere.
That's the actual auction guitar. Yeah. Oh no. Is that the Vitas guitar or the auction?
No, it's that auction one, the one that's autographed on the headstock.
Oh yeah.
So it's very similar to the Vitas one, right?
It's almost identical, except it doesn't have the white speed knob and
the white pickup and the.
Yep. No, it's the pickup's the same. Oh, the white single coil. Yeah,
the single coil.
Yep. The white single.
Like here, I'll show. I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna highlight you and that guitar so you can show yours next to that one.
Here's Hubbard and I a couple years ago. Oops, hold on. At the Music Zoo. That's the original. That's the Vitas guitar. It's Chris and I. And actually, if you give me 2 seconds before I show this other picture, I actually saw the guitar a few years before that when I went out to see Dave. It was the first time Dave actually brought me to the Music Zoo, and I got a chance to see it also. That was here it is. And here's me the first time I saw it, which this was on March 12th of 2016. There's me and right next to the actual Vitas guitar at the Music Zoo. And this is a replica of the Vitas guitar. It's a replica that was painted by Nick Amendola, and you can tell it's just basically spot on. It looks exactly like the real one, and it plays amazing. Painted by Paul Unkert, has the white speed knob and a white pickup, single coil in the neck. Duncan zebra on the bridge. Original Floyd Rose, not a whale tail, believe it or not. It's an original German Floyd, but it's not an original whale tail. Gold input jack. It's got the 80 stuff, in the middle pickup cavity. Headstock is cool because it's got the side. It's got the Kramer logo on this area here, versus going up the neck. Gold Gatto, whatever you want to call them, tuners. These are original 80s Gatto tuners. And it had a bunch of splooge on the back, or sticky stuff, because what that was, Eddie had picks stuck on the back of the headstock. And he had picks stuck on the front of the headstock, which is what that is. Originally, it didn't have a black string retainer. Somebody over the years stripped it off and put a black one on. But so this replica is what it looks like today. This is a vintage prototype Floyd Rose nut. Thank you to Michael James. And this is what the back looks like. And back in those days, Eddie had, pretty much all through the Kramer days, he had 6 bolts in the neck plate. And even the 5150 and the guitar neck plates of his Kramers that look like they only have 4, the 2 bolts in the middle were underneath the neck plates. He always had 6 bolts. Even if you can't see them, they're underneath the neck plate. But he always used 6 bolts. But some of these older Kramers, they actually drilled 2 extra holes in the plate. So this is the Vitas Gerolitis guitar, or replica of the Vitas guitar. Really cool guitar. Really interesting replica to have. Not a lot of these out there. Not a lot of people have made this particular replica, but it's definitely kind of a cool one because it was a Paul Unkert special. And I got this guitar from Dave. About maybe a year ago. Dave and I did a trade, and I think I built and painted a 918V for Dave. I did one for Dave, and he's got one of my first 918Vs that I did. I have another one I did for myself, but when I did that for Dave, I ended up getting this guitar out of it, and it was done by Nick Amendola, the kid, which I'm honored to have it because it's an amazing guitar. It plays great. I think it's a Chris Lock body and a Musicraft neck. Very cool guitar.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. Definitely a neat replica. I always loved the headstock with the Kramer logo going sideways. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause it's different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very different. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'm in the Discord on here. And actually, this is a thread that actually David Nesdall started, and I haven't even seen him in the Discord for probably like a year or 2 years or something. But these are pictures that he put in the Discord of some of the different guitars. There's that one we were just talking about. There's that's the one from that one was at the Guitar Center in Hollywood for a lot of years.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about. That's
right.
Headstock.
No, it's not. No, right. That's okay. That's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, that's the 85 Hard Rock giveaway.
Yeah. Yep. The Hard Rock Cafe one. That's right. I've seen the Guitar Center Hollywood one in a similar picture to this. That's why I thought that.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I know the one. Yeah, it's very similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it right there.
Okay.
That's it right there. But I've seen a very similar type of picture of the same guitar like that.
But Johnny, that guitar right there, that is that That's not the. I don't think it is. That's not the Kramer Striper, is it? Know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Looks like a 5150, but they call it the Striper.
Right.
No, that's
No.
not, headstock's different.
It's not. No, that's a different guitar.
Okay, never mind.
That's a different one. Yeah, this is the one that was at Guitar Center in Hollywood. I think last time we saw it was at the Guitar Center in New York City. That one. And you've got like a similar
Yeah, I have one of
thing
those.
to that, sort of.
One of those. That's actually a Kramer sustainer guitar. It's got a Fernandez sustainer in it. We don't think Eddie played that live, but I actually built one of those. It doesn't have a real sustainer. It's just mine's more of a that's one of my only wall hanger type guitars. But it's a real guitar. It just doesn't have real hardware in it. But your headstock. And luckily that's what mine is too. I use for mine. It's one of the only stubbier, shorter headstocks of that exact shape that that Eddie, as far as we know, that Eddie had. That was actually a factory. That particular neck was not something that was cut by Paul Unkert for Eddie. That was a factory headstock when they were starting to release a few of the banana style necks with maple fretboards. They released a few of them, but Eddie always wanted. Eddie was funny. I mean, this is coming right from Paul Unkert now. Eddie was very adamant about whatever he had to be different from what was released from to the public. So if he did not want hockey stick style headstocks with maple boards being released, he wanted those. So you saw a lot of rosewood, Holy Grail type necks that were released on the Berettas and all those and some of the Pacers. But it was so hard to find that it was almost impossible to find the necks that Eddie had because Paul Unkert cut them specifically for Eddie. And he had 3 templates. And I saw the original 80s templates when I was lucky enough to meet Paul. Well, I've met him a bunch of times, but the first time I met him with Dave and a couple other people, went to his shop in New Jersey. And he still has the original templates that he used for the 5150. He didn't paint the 5150, but he made the necks for the 5150, the Kramer ad guitar, and the Hot for Teacher. There's actually 3 templates, and they're all a little bit different. And those are the 3 templates that were used on 90% of Eddie's guitars, the Frankenstyle style, bodied guitars, and the rear-loaded no pickup guitars. But that particular headstock that Johnny was showing was a factory type release. That's why it has a stubby headstock to it.
That one.
Yep. And I believe that's got a Fernandez sustainer in the
neck.
In the neck, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Floyd Rose, Duncan, and all that. And there's the Steinberg one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's that Guitar Center one in New York.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Is that still there, Johnny?
I don't know.
Because I was at that Guitar Center with my ex-girlfriend a couple years ago, and I looked all over for that guitar because I was texting you and I were on the phone, and I was going all over the place, and I could not find that guitar.
Yeah.
They must have moved it.
I don't know.
That was the blue headstock Frankie back a little while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, a bunch of different. Oh, here's a picture that I took. Yeah, here's my friend Michael Gutierrez. That's his guitar.
That's a cool guitar. Do we know, Johnny? I mean, obviously he gave that to Mike at the NAMM show in '85. Did he was actually playing that guitar for a period of time too, wasn't he? Like at the studio or whatever.
I think so. Think so.
That's a cool guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this is like a bunch of different ones. Probably you guys haven't seen a bunch of these. That there's the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. That one.
That's a kind of a cool stripe pattern. I like that. It's very different.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally dig the stuff that's different.
Yeah, me too.
And look at the headstock.
Yeah.
Look at the logo. It's got the the logo. Yeah. Just different.
Reminds me of the Seattle guitar a little bit. Look at that one. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen that picture before.
Yeah.
There's the one, Johnny, that you've always liked the most, the 51 guitar.
Yeah, I like this one.
Rolling Stone magazine of '88.
Yeah. You guys all know the picture of Eddie where he's like leaning back with the guitar and it's like the blue background. It's from the Rolling Stone magazine from '88. That's the guitar right there. Yeah, I like it. John BL's posting some stuff here. Cool.
Awesome. Oh, did you guys see there's a new video on YouTube with Dweezil Zappa talking about the Rasta guitar? Hubbard and I just watched that last week. Really cool.
Yeah.
There's a cool pick. Fair warning here. Now that guitar I've always kind of liked because it looks like the 1984 guitar, but it has a black pickup ring and no space tape. There's backstage. Eddie's wearing the red shirt and the jeans, and Sammy's got the yellow OU812 Kramer, which is really awesome. I always want to make one of those. But that Kramer right there, that's a cool one.
That's the one. If you ever bought the single for When It's Love, the picture of Van Halen on the single of the 45 of the cassette, Eddie's holding a Kramer. That's the one he's holding.
Yeah, that's a cool guitar. And if you look at it quick, it looks like the 1984 without the stickers because the stripe motif is almost identical. It's a little different, but very, very close. But you can tell because that one actually has a black pickup ring, which is different because Eddie never used pickup rings. I mean, just because there's a pickup ring doesn't mean that the pickup's not screwed directly into the wood. It could be. I mean, the pickup ring could just be there for looks, not doing anything. It might not, the pickup might not be suspended by springs, but very rarely used pickup rings.
And Will Neal. Yeah, I'm right. If you want to see these pictures, I'm in the Discord. You guys know how I'm always talking about the Discord. Here, let me grab the right here. Here's the link. Right here. Nightbot will have it for you right there.
Yeah, Papa Blue, thrash metal and fun riffs pretty much answered your question. 5150 is the police code for an escaped mental person. And 918V is actually a police code for a violent escaped mental person. So I can't tell you how many times people ask me what 5150 stands for, because I got it on my car and, now I got a tattoo that says 5150 and everybody's like, what's 5150 mean? I get sick and tired of talking about it, but I'm not picking on your question, probably. But just it's funny because you get a lot of questions on that. Wow, this guitar is actually still in tune. Go figure. I haven't played this guitar in months either.
That's cool. Here's another picture, really quickly. Another backup Kramer. This is a David Bertinelli picture.
Yeah.
That was just released, a month ago? A few weeks?
Yep.
A few weeks, a month?
And that's cool because it's got a different logo. The Kramer logo is all in capitals.
That's very cool.
Another backup Kramer, or another backup 5150, as they call them. Eddie had about 3 of them that he played regularly. One was that one with the capital letter Kramer logo. We're totally geeking out now. I mean, you can't even have any more than that. Only us would know that. And then the 918V.
You geek out. I'll be right back. You keep geeking out. Keep geeking out.
But yeah, that's a cool guitar. That's one of the. I want to say. I mean, it's hard to tell how many. I mean, Kramer painted no, I don't know about hundreds. They painted, tons and tons of bodies. If you go to, there's pictures of 5150 studios of stacks of striped Kramer bodies, stacks. And he's got like amps and stuff sitting on top. I mean, the guitars that were never even finished. So the number of actual striped Kramers that were painted and built for Eddie is still kind of up to speculation. I mean, Paul Unkert says that he's done like 8 actual guitars for Eddie because Paul Unkert left Kramer in 1982. And the last guitar that he actually painted, according to Paul, was the Hot for Teacher. And there's some speculation that George Felice painted it. We never really know. And but we do know that Paul did not paint the 5150 or the 84. He built the bodies and cut the necks, but he didn't paint them yet because he left right around that time and ended 82 when those guitars were actually made. I mean, the 5150 and the 84 could have been painted by Zeke Clark. They could have been painted by George. They could have been painted by, I mean, I guess Rudy. I mean, it's hard to say. We're not quite sure who painted them, but Paul was the one that built those. But then you get into 1986 tour. And Zeke Clark actually painted a lot of those himself, and he went pretty much off the 5150 motif because the stripe patterns are pretty much the same. They have that kind of spider webby, connections coming with the white stripes in the, towards the middle of the body. So they're all pretty similar. Well, most of them are. But Eddie had about, I want to say, last pictures I looked, he had on the 86 5150 tour, he had the 5150, he had the 84. Now, the 84, like I said, was the only guitar that had a different stripe pattern to the body. It was an off. It was a one-off. They mixed it up with that one. But 5150 style guitars, there was about 5 of them, I think. That was one of them right there. And one of them was the 918V.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool stuff to kind of geek out over, actually.
Here's another one. You never had this one, did you?
No, that's the Frankenwolf. They call it the Frankenwolf. It's Frankenstein body with I mean, it's made by Fender, but they basically, Chip Ellis painted a Frankenstein Strat body and he married it up to a Wolfgang neck, which is pretty cool. You can actually tell the difference because the pickup selector switch is actually turned around backwards. It's not. It's actually the opposite of what the Frankies were.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
There's actually been a few people on. I don't know their names, but I've actually seen a few people that have built a couple of those. There are some replicas of those out there actually.
Mm-hmm. And this was the guitar that Eddie was playing before he started playing the ones that were striped up and painted and sold at auction. You know?
Right.
Like for the songs like Tattoo and one other song. Eddie was, when the tour first started in whatever year this was, 2012, he was playing that guitar.
Yeah.
That's the guitar he was playing, and then he would play the ones that were auctioned off.
I think that actually, yeah, and that I'm not 100% sure, but I think that picture's from the Family and Friends gig at Henson Studios before the like a dress rehearsal type gig they did before the tour kicked off.
Yeah,
I think. Now, Johnny, didn't you also have a Frankie that had a kill switch in it? I've seen pictures of Eddie with a Frankie style guitar with a kill switch in it, a red kill switch. There's Dave Nesdal. No. Okay.
Look at that. That's Wolfgang Van Halen with Eddie playing a Kramer Farrington, one of the Telecaster versions.
Yeah, that's an awesome guitar.
Of the Farrington, which was an electric acoustic. Good night, Bozique.
You have one of those, Johnny? I have one.
No, I never had one. I wish I would have had one at some point. I never did.
They're awesome guitars. I love mine. Good night, Bozique. Sleep tight.
Never had one. What were you going to ask me though?
No, I was just joking. I said we're talking about Dave. I'm like, where is Dave? He hasn't jumped in the video yet.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. That dude, that's in the Discord, right? Ding.
This video is that guy just posted on Facebook. You saw that?
Yeah, I did. He just happens to run into Eddie at a hotel and is like in passing. It was so cool.
It's like a golf when he was playing golf. But that guitar is now striped up. That guitar is now totally striped.
Really?
And if you look real close, the headstock is autographed. Eddie signed the headstock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that's got to be what, 92?
92. Yeah. But this guy just posted on Facebook a video of himself playing that guitar. Now it's all painted up like red, black, and white. That's a cool picture.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
That's a 1980.
How high up they were, yeah. Is that
1980.
Oh yeah, there's the Star guitar.
He has the Star guitar, yeah.
With a white jumpsuit. Yep.
Yeah. See how much fun we have in the Discord? And this is a joke. This is a joke. I've always used the sound for every time I say Discord. But yeah, join the Discord. Lots of pictures in there, and you can contribute. You can join. You can post pictures of guitars. It's not just Van Halen. I mean, Van Halen is, of course, a big part of what we like.
Right.
But there's all different types of guitars and stuff, and like right there, you can actually kind of see what's going on a little bit.
Mike says, "Do you have a Frankenwolf, Rob?" No, actually, I don't. I don't know. It's just that I mean, I got a Frankie. And I got Wolfgangs, but just the Frankenwolf was really never something that I really was that. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I try to focus more on the guitars that actually Eddie played on tour, and I know he did play that, but for a couple of gigs, but just really was I don't know. Really wasn't one of my favorites, but that's a cool picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the Discord under the Van Halen photos section. Yeah, that's a cool one.
C. Carmichael says, "What happened to Ed's pink baggy New Halen pants?" Who knows? Good question. I'd love to know where those things are these days. Now that's pretty cool.
I think that's a guy that was in another band that they were playing with over in England or Sweden or somewhere. I think that's like another guitar player or something.
Got to play Eddie's original 5150.
Maybe it's somebody, or maybe that's a guy that did it in an interview or something. Anyway, yeah, that's a cool picture.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool pictures. You saw this one, right?
Yep. Yeah, that just came out. Van Halen in the studio, 78.
This is like the only known picture of Van Halen in the studio recording the first album. And if you look, there's Eddie playing the Destroyer guitar before it was painted.
Oh, now I've seen this picture, but I did not notice that exact thing you said. Wow, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, it was still in white. It was still white.
That is
well, actually, it was painted, but he painted it white first.
Not been painted white,
right?
Yeah,
but it wasn't striped exactly.
It wasn't striped, right?
Right,
and it wasn't. It didn't have the chunk taken out of the
right.
Or the body. I mean, that's such a weird picture to look at because you just imagine the first Van Halen record and look at that picture and imagine that's them recording that.
Now, real fun fact, and I don't know if Alan Gerber, we always pick on his name for all these years. Well, not pick on him, but we've been joked for years and years. But Alan Garber has an Ibanez Destroyer that's white, just like that, like Ed's original Destroyer was before he painted it silver and then cranberry or whatever you want to call it, or burgundy. And I think Alan had his painted, or maybe he did it. He painted it white, and he's got the original Ibanez Destroyer logo on it on the headstock. It's really, really awesome. He's one of the only ones that has as a Destroyer in white like that, and it really looks awesome. So Al, if you're watching, chime in on that guitar that you did, your Destroyer, because that's a really cool version of the Destroyer when it was in white. Which is kind of like why I did my Star guitar in white. I mean, I did a replica before the EVH Star series came out. I did one years ago, like 8-9 years ago. I actually had K&E build me the body and the neck, and the Dan Electro Coke bottle style neck, and I did the paint job myself. Came out cool. And then the EVH version came out, and I got that, and then I ended up getting rid of that, and I actually had Chris Locke make me one. Or actually, Hubbard took my old one, and now my Star guitar is like 79, early 80, before they, pre-invasion tour where, era where the guitar was white, because I love that white guitar.
Will, I don't know if there's any other pictures of this. This is the only one that I've seen. And John B.L., did Roth take this picture from the vocal booth? I don't know.
I'm sure there's pictures out there floating around in someone's personal collection, but yeah, as far as anything, that's the only one I'm aware of.
This might be from the new book. Actually, this might be from the
Templeman book.
It might be from the new book, which, by the way, Greg Runoff, he will be here June 5th.
Oh, cool.
He was rescheduled, so he will be here Friday, June 5th, and we'll be talking all about the early Van Halen years.
Yeah, he's his last book he did was awesome. I remember we interviewed him like 4 years ago.
Years ago, you and I. It was just you and me. Yep. Years ago.
Yep.
It was when you first. I think it was like when you first joined doing these videos.
Yeah, I'd only been doing. I started in 2015, early 2015, and then so that would have been towards the end of the year. But yeah, you and me did it that night. I remember it was a weeknight. It was a Tuesday night, I think. I almost remember, because we were doing shows. What? Or no. We were doing shows Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, weren't we?
Yeah.
At the time.
3 days a week. We did them for a long time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I had to switch. I couldn't do Mondays anymore. And so we started doing them Tuesdays, Tuesday, Friday, and then eventually Saturday. Tuesdays.
Jay came along. I think Jay started in like 2017. I think it was. I think Jay started jumping in.
Something like that, yeah.
And then I kind of went on hiatus for a little while because I got busy with work and stuff. And then Jay jumped in, and then we all kind of, whatever. But yeah, that would have been 2015, I think, that we had Greg on, and we were talking about his last book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually just. It's funny. I just read that again, like recently. Great book.
Ted Templeman is from Santa Cruz. Yeah, I never knew that. That's cool. That's where I am, by the way. I'm in Santa Cruz.
That's cool. Templeman's from
there. Yeah. Yeah. And there's footage of Eddie playing the yellow double neck in the studio. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's silent. It's silent footage, although it has music over it.
There's a bootleg out there. I actually have somewhere. It's 1984. Oh gosh, I think they got like House of Pain playing in the background, and it's the same footage where Dave's riding on the motorcycle down Sunset Boulevard, and then
Panama. It's a combination of the outtake footage from the Panama music video and the Jump music video that was never done.
Yep. You can see that's when they're going to Eddie's room, and they have to roast the guitar in pieces, and they just throw it in there on the floor. It's it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
In the neck, or pretty cool.
Tony, it's funny actually. Kurt Jeffries he was doing a live video with the singer from a Van Halen tribute. Is it called Van Halen Nation? Is it?
Yeah.
Van Halen Nation. Kurt Jeffries was just doing a live video on Facebook with him, and I was watching it, and I said hi, and the guy read off my name, and Kurt's like, "Oh yeah, Johnny Beane, Rob Johnson, David Nussdahl." Like he was like,
yeah,
you know.
Kurt and I talk all the time on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. Kurt probably messages me twice a week. We shoot the crap all the time, and it was actually kind of funny because a lady that lives like the next town over from me that I've known for years. She's my pastor's daughter, who I've known for years. I was actually I was on Facebook the other night, and one of her posts, she's posting, and Kurt Jeffries and her are talking back, but how the heck does Kurt Jeffries know her? Because, you know, it's just the weirdest thing. Like, I was like, holy crap. So I keep meaning to ask Kurt, you know, I'm not going to give her name, but how do you know her? It's like, you know, it's funny how small of a world we live in. You know, I mean, I remember watching, you know, well, I mean, I don't remember watching it in '84, but I mean, I remember watching it in like, you know, mid '90s or whatever when it came. When I really started getting into the Van Halen bootleg stuff. You know, Van Halen Lost Weekend and Kurt Jeffries. And I mean, I was like, whoa, that must have been such a cool weekend. And then, you know, years later, actually, we interviewed him on your show. And, you know, then we became real good friends on Facebook. And yeah, I talk to Kurt all the time. I mean, he's constantly messaging me because I'll post stuff on my guitars or whatever. And, you know, he's a cool cat. He really is. And I'll tell you what, man, that guy
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Some of the stuff he's told me offline that went down, you know, that's just surreal. I mean, it must have been an awesome time. Now, Kurt's another one. He actually got to hold and play the 1984 Kramer and the 5150, and he got to play those guitars.
Let me find a picture of him real quick.
Cool dude. Let
me find him.
Actually, I should message him right now on Messenger and say, hey, we're talking about you on Johnny's channel. Actually, I think I will while you're doing that, see if he responds. Kurt.
Let me see.
Here he is. Oops.
I'll show you guys a picture of who we're talking about here real quick.
Hey, bro, just so you know, I'm doing Johnny Beane's show right now with him, and we're talking about you live. Good stuff, of course.
Of course.
See if he responds. Yeah, he always gets. Kurt actually messages me a lot on martial arts stuff. Like he's asking me about workout stuff and core stuff, and yeah,
that's him when he was on with us.
Yeah,
right there. Apparently, this is on some other website. They're using a still from our video, but yeah, there's us with him. And then this was him. Let's see. There's him right there with Dave's bodyguards. Very dangerous dudes. And then there he is with Eddie hanging out.
There's another picture of him somewhere holding the 5150 guitar.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He was so drunk that next morning too. He said he couldn't even walk when he got up. He was like, "Oh my god."
Oh my gosh.
That must have been one heck of a weekend to remember, though. Seriously, you know.
Oh man. Can
you imagine? He's a cool dude, though. He really is, and he's such a nice guy. He's got a wicked big heart.
Yeah, he's great.
We actually talked on the phone. And last time I talked to him on the phone, when he picked up, I'm like, "We have the winner of the Lost Weekend."
Here on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, "I have the winner."
Because Kurt, you're number one, too. But that's funny. I was doing that. I'm like, "We have the winner." It was Roth's voice was so raspy that night, you know.
Oh, that's
that was
funny.
Detroit, wasn't it, Johnny? Wasn't it in Detroit, that show?
Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. Yeah. If you have the bootleg for that show, you can hear all that on the bootleg.
And guess what? Eddie's playing the 1984 Kramer for Ain't Talking About Love. He plays the whole song, Ain't Talking About Love, and he plays it on the 1984 Kramer. Little fun fact for you there.
Yeah. Wow.
That must have been cool. I wonder if he's got one question I always meant to ask him, if he's ever got any footage of that. Like he's got any footage of that. You know what I mean? That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he has pictures. I think he has a scrapbook with a bunch of photos. What else?
What about the questions?
What else? What was I gonna show something else, but I can't think. Can't remember what that was.
Will says, you guys think you can drink with Eddie and have kept up? No. Not me. Well, I mean, I may have been able to keep up, but I certainly wouldn't be able to play guitar. It's funny. Who was I just talking to about that the other day? Oh, when we were at Jimmy Carr's place. Oh, by the way, you guys, and Johnny, I meant to tell you this. I tried to go live on my channel at Jimmy Carr's a week and a half ago. And,
last Saturday.
Yeah, and I kept it kept, and I was on his Wi-Fi and everything, and it kept cutting me off. It would not let me go live, and I don't know what happened. So finally, I gave up. But it's too bad because we all played, because Jimmy's got a drum set there. And Hubbard was playing drums. I actually played. I played Summer Nights, the whole song, live. I played 5150, Panama, Ain't Talking About Love. Jimmy played Drop Dead Legs. What else did he play? He played Drop Dead Legs and Girl Gone Bad. And yeah, it was awesome. And oh man, we were having a ball. Anyway, so we were talking about it, and Jimmy was like, "Oh, you know, I got to have a couple drinks in me to kind of loosen up to be able to play." And I'm like, I got to play sober, because if I have a couple drinks in me, I can't play for crap. It's funny. I'm exactly the opposite. I mean, I can drink like a beer. I can have one drink and play. But if I start getting a little bit, you know, buzzed, I have a hard time playing. I mean, I can play, but I'm real sloppy when I'm buzzed. It's weird. Where a lot of players, they play better, I guess, or they loosen up. I'm different for some weird reason. So when I play, there's Ned. There's Ned.
Ned.
Looks like he jumped in from the. What did he come in from the window?
Nah, he was sleeping on the bed, and he came in, and
okay.
two nights ago he was sprayed by a skunk.
Ah, that's horrible. I hate it when that happens.
He still smells like a skunk. So it's like I've got a pet skunk now. Because every time he comes, he'll jump on my lap, and he'll sit here, and it's like, oh.
Poor Ned.
Oh, he's fine though. He's totally cool.
Yeah, it's horrible to get that smell out. It takes forever. My old dog got sprayed by a skunk one time.
Oh, look at this. I'll show this. Why not? Well, should I? Maybe I shouldn't.
Mark, what's going on, Mark? I didn't even know you were in here.
Hey, Mark. Oh, yeah, on Facebook.
Blankenstrat.
The Blankenstrat. Yeah, we've got people on Facebook, on YouTube. Yeah, leave a thumbs up if you're watching on either platform. You can leave a like. You can share the video. Subscribe on YouTube. Join as a channel member on YouTube and get perks. become a sponsor of the channel. Maybe I won't. I'll show this to you after we're done.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't show this on here. I'm thinking, because it's kind of. Let me just say, there's a guitar and reverb being sold that should not be sold.
Ooh.
It's illegal to sell striped guitars.
Yeah.
It's against the law.
Yeah.
And there's one on reverb right now, which I'll show it to you. But,
yeah, I like to see it.
What
yeah,
else?
usually when you put that stuff up on eBay, I don't know about reverb, but usually the eBay police will shut you right down. They'll remove the listing because of the copyright thing. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention. So somebody asked, before I forget, somebody asked me a question on Messenger the other day, which is really cool, and I happen to have a guitar in my hand right now that is a great example of that. They asked me, they said, how come on a lot of the earlier Eddie Frankenstein style guitars, not the like the 5150 Hot for Teacher 84s, you know, the one pickup, no pick guard, you know, rear loaded guitars or whatever. The front loaded guitars with pick guards. The question was, I can't remember who asked it, but they said, how come a lot of those guitars, you see they have gold tuners and they have gold jack plates with, like, you know, some chrome hardware? They said, what was the reason for that? And actually, I can tell you the exact reason for that. And this is a great example of a guitar for that, because this is actually pretty cool. Paul Unkert, who built these guitars, said they had a huge surplus of Gatto gold tuners, a ton of them, and these are original 80 gold Gatto tuners, and gold jack plates. And they were obviously using the original German Floyds. So they were just using those up, and Eddie didn't care. So that's why on the Kramer ad guitar, it has a gold jack plate with gold crown heads. They're still Gattos. These aren't crown heads because this guitar didn't have crown heads. The Kramer ad did, but they were still Gattos. And the auction guitar, the blue headstock Frankie actually had a black jack plate, but they had a huge surplus of gold tuners and gold jack plates, and they were just throwing them on Eddie's guitars, and they were just basically using up whatever they had laying around the shop. There was no rhyme or reason for any of it. Eddie wasn't even really big on pickups at the time, and he was just using whatever he could find. And if they had PAFs laying around, you know, Gibson PAFs, or they had Duncans, Eddie would pretty much just use whatever he could. But they would just throw whatever hardware they had on. Sometimes there were even gold neck plates, but it was the input jacks and the tuners. You'll see a lot of them on these style guitars were gold, because that's what they had laying around. An interesting fun fact about this exact replica guitar, which was built, like I said, by Nick Amendolara, the kid, and given to Dave Neslo. This was Dave's guitar. Is one of the most accurate Gerolitis guitars I've ever seen. This jack plate, this original jack plate, was given to Dave Neslo by Paul Unkert, okay, for this guitar. And Paul Unkert told Dave that this jack plate was actually one of the leftover parts he had when he left Kramer back in '82, and this was probably going to be going on one of Ed's next guitars. And then Paul ended up leaving, and he took a lot of the parts he had with him, and this jack plate was one of them. So this is an early 82, 81, 82 era jack plate, which was slated to go on one of Ed's guitars, and it came right from Paul. So it actually made it on this guitar. So that's pretty cool that I have this replica. But that's the deal with the gold hardware.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely kind of cool. So yeah, this actual jack plate was going to be going on one of Eddie's guitars, and it sat in Paul's parts bin for 30 years. 30 something, actually like 35 years. Yeah. And then because Dave had this guitar built, when did he have this guitar built? 3 years ago? About 3 years ago. This guitar is only like 3 years old. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Pretty interesting stuff. And when they painted Ed's guitars, again, I mean, they just used whatever paint was laying around. There was no, oh, make sure it's super red too, whatever. They just, they had a bunch of sunset orange kicking around. They had a bunch of, like deep red, that's why you see like the Kramer ad guitar red is deeper than the 5150. Whatever they had laying around, there was no rhyme or reason for any of it. And all the stripes, it was all just basic 1/2-inch masking tape, well, 1/2-inch and 3/4. They didn't use pinstripe or anything like that. They used 1/2-inch and 3/4 masking tape, and the smaller stripes, the thin ones, were all cut with a ruler and a razor blade from 1/2-inch or 3/4. And again, there was no rhyme or reason to the stripe paint jobs. Ed wanted a red guitar with a lot of white stripes with minimal black stripes. Those were the only guidelines. A ton of white stripes, but just a few black stripes. Yeah, that was it. Pretty cool info. That comes right from the guy that built them for Ed.
I'm not sure.
Oh, shut up.
I don't know. Alexa doesn't agree with you.
I don't know what she's talking about. Go back to bed. No.
You said that came straight from the guy that built the stuff. Oh, I'm not sure about that, Alexa says.
What do you think?
Hi, Tony. That was perfect timing, man.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like Napoleon Dynamite. It's like, I don't feel very good. Why don't you go see the nurse? She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, they just make you lie down. They don't know anything. They can't help you with anything. They just make you lie down for a while.
They just make you lie down for a while until you forget about it.
I used to go in there. I used to skip classes and like, oh, I don't feel good, and I would just lie down.
Just go lie down. It's so funny you said that, because right before the pandemic kicked in, I was a school resource officer at the high school, and I would go in the nurse's office, for coffee or whatever when I had a few minutes. And right before this all kicked off, which would have been like early March, I'm in the nurse's office. I won't give her name, sweet lady, and we're talking. And this kid walks in. He's like, I don't feel so good. She goes, oh, okay, go lie down. And he did. That's all they
Thank
do.
you, Guru.
Go.
Thank you, Fender Guru. Thank you, man.
There's a glass of water. Go lie down.
No, it's still the same.
It is.
Still, that's how it was when we were in school. It was like, you don't feel good, go to the nurse. You just lie down. That's all you do.
Hell, I could be a school nurse.
Well, they can't give you medicine, right? I mean, they legally can't give you.
I don't know. They can give like over the counter stuff, like Tylenol or ibuprofen, but they can't give like any prescription stuff.
Yeah, just go lie down.
Go lie down.
Lie down, and it was always those horrible cots. It was like,
oh yeah,
it's almost like you're in like a mini hospital.
Yeah, they're like military like cots or something. You can feel like the springs when you're laying on the mattress. Mattress is like the the thickness of a tablecloth. That's
you don't feel good. Just go lie down.
Go lie down.
I'm thinking junior high. Yeah, I remember in junior high, I would go to the nurse and lie down.
Not a lot changes. Just go lie down.
I'll just lie down.
Oh God.
And eventually, I would just leave. I would just leave school. I would just walk home, play guitar.
And then go lie down.
Yeah, then I'd lie down.
Gosh.
Leave a thumbs up if you remember having to lie down.
right?
the school nurse place.
Oh my gosh, I got a massive hat head.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's
horrible.
Oh.
Well, you're not going to see much hair on this head in a couple of days. I'll be wearing a hat a lot when I'm off.
Are they going to shave your head? Does that happen?
You know, so we went in the other day to do some paperwork, and the drill sergeant guy was like, "It's like you guys all need haircuts," and I'm like, "Huh? Really? I do?" It's like because I got short hair anyways, but so the problem is there's no my hairdresser, the lady that does my hair, she's closed because of everything going on. They haven't opened up yet. So I just been kind of cutting it myself, which is fine, but I don't have the.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah,
no wonder it looks like that.
Looks like
it looks like you were just lying down.
So, yeah, I got bed head. So I might have to. I think I might just. I don't know. Maybe I'll just shave it all off. I can do that. I can shave it off. I just can't style it. But that's okay. I'm not dating anybody now, anyways, and who cares? Who do I have to impress? Other than myself. I'll just go lie down.
Yeah, just go lie down.
Oh, God, that's so funny. I do have to say, over the course of the last week and a half, you guys that watched Johnny's show back, oh, gosh, what was it, a week and a half ago when we had Hubbard on? I got to say, I got to give a kudos to Chris Hubbard, you know, real good friend of mine. He really kicked butt with my, kicked ass on my rig, the wet dry wet rig. It's definitely the best sounding rig I've ever had. I put up I'll probably do some more videos. I did a little blurb of me playing Amsterdam and just noodling a little bit. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't sound great through my phone. I mean, everybody's like, "Whoa, that sounds incredible," and it sounds okay. But until you actually sit there and you listen to that, oh my gosh, it sounds great. I'm telling you, that eventide time factor with the 2 separate delays going, and then the pitch factor, the eventide pitch factor, like with the 9 cents positive and 9 cents negative dialed in. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And Hubbard said, if you ever want to really hear what the effect sounds like, turn your power amp off, so you kill the power to the 2 wet cabs, and then just listen to your dry cab. So today, for a little while, I was jamming downstairs, and I'm like, well, I'm just low volume, because it's 3 1x12s, but still that's a lot. That's a lot of power, even to a 20 watt PV head. It's a 6505 with 5150 so I killed the power amp, and I'm just playing dry. I'm just playing dry, and it sounds real, 5150-ish, because the PVs, just those 5150 heads, they have a real distinctive kind of Soldano-ish kind of sound, because that's what they were made basically off of, was a Soldano, because that's what Ed was playing back in the early 90s, 89, 90, when he made the 5150s. He wanted that Soldano sound, because his Marshall was starting to fade. So I'm playing dry.
Those are great amps. The Soldanos are awesome. And Mike Neese. Yeah, that was 1998. Van Halen 3 tour.
Yep.
Yeah, that Tobacco PV. Yeah, I liked that one too.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's a great guitar. Johnny had one. You had a flame top version.
I had a flame version of that. Yeah, which now Michael Smith owns. Hey, Cameron. Good to see you, man.
Actually, Michael, I'll go down and I'll get mine in a minute. Show you that one. But so I turned it off and I'm playing dry, and then just kind of, oh, that sounds good. And you hear the, you just hear the pureness of the amp, in a dry state. Then I hit the power amp, and the 2 wet cabs came on, and this like boom. It's like being in a surround sound theater. It's like, and you hear that delay and harmonization kicks in. So I just want to give a kudos again to Chris. I mean, it's just, it's awesome. And Jimmy Carr's setup was pretty much the same. We set his rig up too. And it's just a really cool sound. I mean, Johnny knows. Johnny's played to those kind of rigs before. once you actually play through a rig like that and you hear that sound, it's really hard to go back to something drier. I mean, for me, when you play through something like that and you hear that kind of power and that, you know, that, I don't know, the whatever you want to call it, those effects, it's hard to go back. It really is. You know, I mean, it's like watching a movie on a big screen TV and then watching on a little 13-inch screen. You know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mr. Hellstorm74, howdy.
I'm gonna go grab that guitar.
Okay, cool. Or I'll do this. There we go. Wow. How many people we got in here? 60. 60 people watching on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome if this is your first time. So that's something I got to remember. That's something I got to mention to all these guys is, you know, we go live all the time. We talk about, you know, stuff we like. A lot of Van Halen. We all love the Van Halen stuff, EVH. And I have to remember that there's new people watching these videos all the time. You know? All the time. So I just have to remember to say hello to you guys and make sure to subscribe. You know? There you go. First timer here. There you are. Yeah, actually, if this is your first time watching, leave a comment. Leave a comment for us. We love seeing new names, new people. Weld for beer. First time here. Welcome. What's up? Hardwood Steaks. Hey. Dutchy 5050. Hey, man. Okay, here's Rob and his PV. Or one of them.
One of them. This is the one you were talking about. Who's this asking about this guitar?
I don't know.
I gotta scroll.
Oh, Mike Neese.
Oh, Mike Neese. Yeah. That's
a special.
This is a US. This is a special body, a special quilt top body. So it's not an arch top. It's a flat top, but it is a PV body. But it does have. I put a USA PV Floyd on it with the correct posts. It's got the 5150 stickers, which Ed has on his original one now. He didn't in '98, but he put them on sometime in 2004. But it is a USA tilt back neck that I put on. So it's kind of a hybrid. So it's got all the hardware of the USA. The specials obviously didn't have a tone knob. They just had a volume. So I drilled a hole in the body and actually put a tone knob in. And I put the stickers on, put the original USA PV Floyd on, put the welded eye bolts with the set screws like Eddie had on his. And again, it is a USA neck. And so yeah, this is a cool guitar. I love it. It plays. I mean, it just plays incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure that guitar feels great with the USA neck on it.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
All I had to do was because the USA necks, they sit different in the pocket. They have an arc. They go down. They tilt down. So what I had to do when I put it in, I mean, the strings were literally laying on the fretboard, like ugh. So I had to shim underneath the neck, and now I got the action really, really nice and low. So it really married up to this special body really good. So it's kind of a hybrid guitar, but it kind of looks, you know, it resembles Eddie's '98, 2004 era guitar. And this guitar, as far as we know, it's still hanging in 5150. Eddie's got it hanging on the wall. There's actually pictures. There's a video of Eddie on Instagram about a year and a half ago where he's playing one of the EVH. I think he's playing a Stealth, and he's playing it's not the Tour Relic, it's the cream-colored EVH, and he does the elephant sound and the horse squeal.
Oh, yeah.
If you look close, you can see this PV is still hanging in the back. It's hanging on the wall. So this guitar and his Amber #1 Music Man are still guitars that he goes to, still to this day. And if you look at the Eruption in the Canyon book, there's a whole bunch of pictures of this guitar. Eddie's still playing it right up through 2007. So definitely a cool guitar. Eddie still messes with the Peavies. He still does. He still has this one on speed dial for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Along with his original Amber Music Man.
Oh yeah, they're great.
And Dustin says the Rude guitar is in the video too. Yeah, the Rude guitar is also still on speed dial. Along with the 5150, the Kramer 5150 is still right at hand's reach, as is his purple #2 Music Man. His purple Music Man is still available, is right there too. He still plays a lot of those old guitars.
Mm-hmm. And who's Barney barking at?
I don't know. He's up in my bedroom. I don't know who he's barking at in my bedroom.
What would he be? What would he be barking at?
Hey, I have no clue. Barney, come here. I hear him running down the stairs. Barney wants to make an appearance. Come here.
Barney.
Come here. You got a new collar today. Barney got a new collar.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
Say hi. Yeah, I know. Hi.
Hey, Barney.
Want to see your new collar? You got your new green collar. Say hi. Say hi. You're gonna miss that because that's gonna be. Oh, were you tired? So Johnny, what's your go-to guitar now? Like I mean, when you're just playing, doing your own thing, like in the intro of our show tonight, that's you jamming. That sounds amazing. What guitar is that? Like, what's your go-to guitar?
I recorded that years ago, so I couldn't tell you what that was. But actually, I'll play this again. I played this last night a couple times.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Here's something that I recorded yesterday, and this actually, yeah, we'll talk about this. Here's something. We're not leaving. I'm gonna play you guys some music here.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We're still live.
This is something I recorded. I wrote and recorded this. Was it yesterday or the day before? No, yesterday. I did this yesterday. Let us know what you think in the comments. But yeah, this is me. This is me right here.
That's awesome.
There you go. Yeah, so that's something I wrote and recorded. I think yesterday.
Johnny, for recording software, what do you use?
That is, it's all mostly Logic.
Yeah.
Logic Pro X, which is a program I had to get. I had to buy it because I'm learning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here. And I kind of talked about this last night a little bit. That tune was all the synthesizers are all just on a keyboard like this. It's me pressing the keys like on this. But the guitar that you heard in that was my Fender Tele. my Fender Japanese Telecaster.
Oh, nice.
That was the guitar.
You haven't broke that one out in a while, have you?
Is
that the white one? The white one? Is it white?
No, Sunburst.
Oh, okay, yeah. You've had that one a long time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been my main guitar for a lot of years. That one, and then now my other main guitar is the David Ennis Fender Elite Stratocaster.
Yeah, the Strat. That's a great guitar too.
Thank you again, David Ennis. And thank you, Matthew. Matthew was saying the song I recorded yesterday is very cool. Thank you so much, Matthew. Yeah, that's something I did, and I figured it's cool stuff to have for like intros and outros for these videos. So it's perfect doing that kind of stuff. But anyway, the guitar on that was my Fender Tele, and that was recorded direct into the computer with pretty much almost clean, actually, with no distortion on it. And all the effects you hear on the guitar were all added later within Logic. So the delays, the echoes, the fuzz.
Right. So you pretty much do it like Eddie used to do. I mean, you record it kind of pretty much dry, and you add your effects later.
That's the way you should. That's the way you should do it. Thank you, Dutchy. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's the way you should record. Is you should do everything pretty much dry or pretty bare. You want to, like you want to. I mean, if you can get the sound really the way you want it, that's the way you should have it.
Right.
But as far as adding effects, you never want to burn that stuff. I mean, these days, hang on. These days, you really you can do anything on the computer. Within Logic here.
Right.
Oh, hardwood stakes. Yeah, sorry, man. I know. I need to have some sort of timer. That's something I'm going to work on, is having like a countdown where you'll see like, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it'll start. Well, you'll see it, That's something I'm going to do. I'm actually going to, let me make a note for that. I'm actually going to do that, because I was thinking about that the other day. Like when these things just like start, it's like, boom, there it is. And, you guys are like,
wait, I got to put my pants on. I'm not dressed yet.
Yeah. But yeah, with the guitars, you record them direct, into the computer. You can do it pretty bare bones, and then you can add anything later. Actually, let me show you guys. I can show you some stuff.
That's pretty much how Van Halen records, as far as we know. I mean, he records pretty much just with one head, one cab, and then they add all the effects, in the mix after.
Like, check this out. I'll show you some of the session. I'll show you what I used on the guitar on that. Actually, I'll play you the guitar. Let me jump out of. I got to jump out of StreamYard because it'll echo like crazy, like it did last night. Leave studio. There we go. Now check this out. I'll play you the track from the computer here. Will it be in stereo? No, it'll be in mono. Since we're using StreamYard, so it'll be in mono. But okay, so here's the track, and then I'll solo the guitar. I'll show you what the guitar sounded like. Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's the ending. There we go. That's when it was falling apart. That's when the song fell apart. That part. Okay. This is mono, right? To me, it's stereo. Here's the guitar by itself. There's the guitar. see. What am I using? Okay, I'm using a delay, obviously.
Yeah.
What amp am I using? I'm using a Fender. I'm using basically a Fender amp with no distortion, like an old Fender. And then as far as pedals, I'm using Mike Neese. There you are, man. Mike Neese. Remember you posted that picture of the Memory Man? I commented on your picture of the Memory Man. On this track, I'm using the Logic version of the Memory Man pedal. It's called the True Tape, is what it's called. So I'm using basically a Memory Man and then like a treble boost drive.
Johnny, what kind of delay you running on that?
Well, actually, I'm using a couple different delays.
Excuse me.
I'm using here. I'll play it by itself. And actually, there might be a little bit of gain on the guitar anyway. Here's the guitar totally dry. Hang on. Here's the guitar dry. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you though.
Hear that?
That's
That's dry.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And then I added an amp right there. There's an amp with some reverb.
Yeah.
Here's the delay with the treble boost. Then here's the very last delay added over it.
Yeah, it just brings it to
Yeah.
Right, then you add everything else and drums.
Oh, listen to that one, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love delay. I'm huge into effects.
Me too. I'm not a big reverb guy, but I love delay. I mean, reverb is okay, in my opinion, to a certain extent. But like, I don't see him in here, Jeremy Heft. You know, he's like, you can't give that guy enough reverb. You know, every time I look at him playing, you know, he loves his reverb, which is cool, and it's nothing more than everybody's got their own opinion of what they like. But I'm more of a reverb. I mean, of a delay guy than I am a reverb. I don't know. I think delay is what really brings a sound to life. You can take one note, you know, and you add a delay to it. Like, that's why I like the MXR Carbon Copy. I love that delay pedal.
Oh, that's a great one.
I don't have one anymore. I used to have one, but I'd love to get one again, just because it's got that. I don't know, Johnny, what would you call that? Would you call that I wouldn't call it, well, I mean, it's kind of like a tape delay, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of like a mono it's a
tape. I mean, it's not a tape, but it's that's what it's emulating. It's
not a digital sound. It's more of
it's analog.
Analog. Right.
And yeah, Mike Neese. Yeah. That's exactly what this is. That's the it's a Memory Man simulator within Logic. That's what I use.
He says he has one. He loves it. Yeah, I mean, I used to have one, and I don't remember why I sold it.
Also,
changing my rig up or something, but I got to get another one.
Here's the other guitar in the song. There's only 2 guitars in the song. Okay. There's the other guitar. Very fuzzy. Very good. There it is by itself. And then I'm using Brown Stack Crunch is the name of the amp. And then what pedals am I using for that one? I'm using the double fuzz. I'm using 2 different fuzz pedals on it. No wonder, which is like this. Turn the song back on. Then here's the main part of the song is the synth. Right here. And that's me playing on here. Imagine that. That's me playing numbers, playing letters on a keyboard. It actually sounds like an actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote this. I wrote it yesterday.
I'm trying to figure out what notes you're playing. Trying to figure out what you're playing. You're going. What are you?
For the guitar part?
Yeah.
Oh, the guitar part's easy, man. Here, I'll show
Oh
you.
yeah, I got it right here. You're just. Yeah, I got it.
Here's the guitar part. Here's the guitar part for that song.
I don't know where you are on the fretboard, but I found it.
Like this. Can you hear this? You can hear that?
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was. Yeah. Yeah. So you're on.
You do a slide. You slide.
Oh, okay. You're sliding. So I was hitting the. So okay. So I was hitting the. You're on the. Let's see. The 8th fret on the G string. Something like that, I think, right? But you're sliding. Where are you sliding from? Oh, okay. You're sliding down to the
7 to 9. Here it is. Looks like this. Watch me. I'll do it again. That's all it is.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like this. It's like that.
Standard? I'm 2.5 steps down. I'm tuned to E flat.
Yeah, I'm standard.
Okay. Okay, that's why, because you're tuned. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. That's got a good vibe to it. Somebody said a few minutes ago, like an 80s vibe-ish to it, which I agree. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got an 80s vibe to it.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately is very, very has that vibe to it because it's mainly because of the synthesizers. Because that's how I'll start. A lot of these songs I'll start with with a keyboard, and that's like my favorite sound on a synth. Is that sound? You know, and actually, it's not a synth within Logic. It's called Tyrell, which is another. Where is it? Where's the synthesizer? Oh, here's another one. So I played the synth part twice, right? So that's one of them there. And then the other one is that one. Which I like. It kind of has the left-hand jump sound a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it's kind of got a. It's almost in a weird way, kind of got a Sunday afternoon in the park-ish kind of vibe to it in a sense. It's not quite as dark as Sunday afternoon in the park, but that synth you just played a few minutes ago, it sounds real grungy-ish, kind of electro.
when I was writing this,
Yeah.
you know, because I wrote the song as I went along. I mean, obviously it's just like one part, you know. I was actually kind of thinking Sunday afternoon in the park while I was working on it.
Yeah,
I was actually kind of thinking that.
It's actually got that kind of that electro harmonics kind of synthesized sound to it. It's funny because I'm going to show you guys something. This was so about a year ago to the day, if I can find it. Johnny, oh here it is. Johnny actually, I should repost this on Instagram. Johnny was talking to me about the electro what do you call that? The electro
harmonic
synthesizer. So I wasn't able to find the little keyboard, but I did find the pedal. And anyways, I was playing. I found the pedal. It was, I forget who makes it. It's the electro synthesis or whatever.
Electro harmonics.
Electro harmonics, yeah, pedal. So I was playing to this little Marshall solid state amp that I had, and this girl, you guys remember Jalen or whatever her name was? I was dating at the time. She took this. So this was me on my
Thank you, Hardwood Takes.
star guitar playing playing that riff on this little thing. Kind of remind me of that. So this is actually me last year, about a year ago. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Trying to get rid of it. Here we go. Hold on. It's a really cool pedal.
Oh, the electro harmonics. Oh, you're talking about the micro synth.
Yeah.
I got it right here. You can't hear it.
Yeah, it was just a cool little pedal.
You're talking about this.
Yes, that's what I was using. Yeah.
You were using the mini one though, right? Not the big one.
The mini one, the mini synthesizer.
This is the recreation of the original one.
Right. You have the cool one. I was using
right here. I used to use these years ago, man.
Those are awesome.
I was always using these, and this is you can use it for guitar, but you can plug anything into it.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. They're really neat. Where'd you get that one, John?
Probably either eBay or Starving Musician.
Yeah.
Which is a chain of stores out here.
Yeah.
You can get these anywhere. But the one that you have like the newest one, I think.
Mine's the purple one. It looks just like that, but it's purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to use those all the time, but actually now I'd rather do like what Eddie does. I'd rather actually play it on keyboard instead of guitar.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of keyboards, I picked up one of the Roland Go Keys keyboards 6 months ago, and I've been messing around a lot on that. It's a red keyboard. It's a little synthesizer. Boy, that thing's awesome. It's got almost an identical jump sound to it.
A jump preset.
Yeah, it's a jump preset. They call it Jump Poly. And
yeah.
And it's got Why Can't This Be Love? It's even got.
Oh, cool. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
People in the chat, ask them a question.
Yeah, ask some questions, guys. Well, actually, what do we have in here for questions? Let's see. Scroll back a little bit. See if there's anything we didn't answer. Guitar Rig 5. So Mike Nee says, so how does Eddie get a great live sound if all the effects are added in the studio post-production? Well, because he does live, he uses a wet, dry, wet. So he only records the studio albums on a dry cabinet, and then he adds the effects later. But when he plays live, he's using a wet, dry, wet rig. So he's obviously using all the effects live. It's just, in the studio, he plays dry and then adds the effects later, which it's funny. I mean, I've been playing guitar for 20 something years, but I'm not really a professional musician like a lot of you guys are, or Johnny or whatever. I mean, I can play guitar and, noodle a little bit on the keyboard and, recreate other people's music. But the few things that I have recorded myself and little riffs and some stuff that I've come up with on my own, I don't know. I guess to me, I mean, I guess I get more inspired when I can hear the effects when I'm playing live versus just playing dry, because it just sounds cooler that way. But I guess that's just me. Maybe it's because I haven't dedicated enough time to doing that stuff yet. But
here's
that's just me.
Here, I'll the Electro-Harmonics. Remember, we had the app as well.
Oh yeah, I have that on my iPad. Yeah,
you still have that,
and it's actually got a Sunday afternoon in the park setting to it.
Yeah, cool. That's what it's called. It's called Sunday Afternoon.
Yeah, I don't even remember how I played that on the guitar. That was just a year ago I did that.
Mini synthesizer.
What's up, Mike? How you doing? Actually, we've been live for like 3 hours now.
Hey, Metal Mike. Yeah, almost. Yeah, where's the Sunday afternoon part? I don't even use this anymore. This is too much of a hassle now to use this because my iPad is like several years old, so it's always freezing and so I can't even. I've got all these apps that I would use for recording and synthesizers and stuff, but I don't even use them now. I use everything now within Logic and synthesizers, related to that. Here it is, Sunday afternoon. Here it is. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Where's the There we go. There it is. It's impossible though to play on an iPad. It's too small.
Yeah.
You can't. I have a controller. Actually, you see it right there. That keyboard back there?
Yeah.
That's a MIDI controller, so I can use that with this.
Right.
Which I can do, which I'll do. But
I gotta say though, it is a cool app. It is kind of neat. It's neat to have that.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I wish. I wonder if there's a version I can use with the MacBook. Yeah, I've got a bunch of really cool apps that I've used for years that I don't really like. I have like a tape. It's like a little reel-to-reel.
Yep.
Tape recorder.
Yeah, that was cool. That's cool stuff.
Oh, it's a Focusrite. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing good, Mike. How are you doing? Everything's good. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up. We've been on live for like 3 hours. So.
Yeah, we can do 5 more.
Yeah.
Make it an. Every show now is at least 3 hours long now. Every show on here is like 3 hours.
Oh, marathon. Marathon style.
It goes, it used to be 2, now it's 3. And what's the deal with Instagram today, man? Is today like national like somebody's like hella photos day or something?
I kind of noticed that myself today a little bit, yeah, or yesterday technically now, because not really. No, it's not quite 11 o'clock here, but
because
it was definitely different. It was definitely different.
Because look at this. Look at this. Here's my Instagram, like my personal, the Johnny Beane one, right here. Here's like somebody. Like, look at that. It's the same guy liking all my pictures.
I know. I've had the same.
Okay. And then here's another guy liking like hella all my pictures today. Look at that.
You're a popular dude, John.
Like nonstop. It's nonstop.
I woke up this morning and I had one guy liked literally like 30 of my pictures.
Oh, okay. It must.
And they were all old pictures. They were old pictures. Well, not.
Must be something going on today then, because I've had several people like it's all the same dude.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
That's little stalkerish behavior right there.
Well, thank you though.
Yeah,
thank you. I don't know who that is, but
that's funny.
But
Johnny's like, I don't know who that is, weirdo. No,
I don't know who that is, but thanks for the likes. You know, but no, I mean, I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to watch these videos, to like our Instagrams and our Twitters and Facebooks and all that stuff.
And thank you to everybody who liked all my. I posted two Instagram pics yesterday of with the 3 guitars. I think I posted my 5150, my Hot for Teacher, and my 84. And then I posted my Frankenstrat, my Kramer Ad Frankie, and my Neptune guitar. And those got a ton of likes. And thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you guys. And Mike, thanks.
Cool.
This is one of my few PV Wolfgangs, and it's a cool guitar. It's fun to play, and like anything else, I go through phases. It's like I'll be in the Kramer phase for a little while, and then I'll jump into the Music Man phase, and like when I just had that wet dry wet rig built or put together last a couple weeks ago by Chris. I jumped right back into the Music Man phase. And my purple Music Man should be done pretty soon here. Craig should be getting that ready to roll. Somebody actually asked a question on my Snake Dragon guitar a couple hours ago, and I never got around to answering it. But it's still in production, or whatever you want to call it. Jeff Rich from RCA Guitars is still working on it. The neck's all done. I have the neck. Just waiting on the body. I have all the parts up there in a box. Once the body's done, put it together. But there is one guitar that I'm building that I think Johnny knows about. Well, I know Johnny knows about it, but you guys might not.
I don't know.
It's a guitar that Nick Amendolara is building for me. Well, he's doing the body. It's a Chris Lock body. And it's a guitar that I've really liked a lot for a long time. And this is it right here. And you guys will know exactly what it is. It's the George Lynch Tiger Striped Mr. Scary 1978 Boogie Bodies checked body relict guitar. Now, Jimmy Carr has a replica of it. Dave Nesdahl had a replica of it, and I think I think Chad Wall has Dave's. And when I first saw Dave's, I was like, wow. I mean, I know the guitar. I've known it for years. It's George Lynch guitar. But I never really, until you really play the guitar and you really, see it, especially a piece of art like what Nick created, I was like, whoa, that thing is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all, if you guys ever get on YouTube and you watch any George Lynch videos, George does some really cool videos on that guitar. It's actually, believe it or not, that body is exactly the same body as Eddie's Bumblebee guitar. It was made in 1978. It's got the same Charvel route in the back. It's
it's the same shape. It's the exact same. It's the exact same body.
Yeah, cavity in the back. That weird oblong kind of triangular kind of cavity. And Eddie's Bumblebee actually was made in '78 because he played it at the end of the '78 tour. A lot of people don't think he did, but he did. He played it at the end of the '78 tour. Then he did a photo shoot with it with a red Mighty Mite pickup in it with a black headstock, Charvel neck on it, which is now on the Snake Dragon. But George Lynch built that guitar back in '78, and he had the paint job. It was all nitrocellulose, whatever you want to call it.
The finish.
And then he wrapped it in a blanket and took it on a plane, and it checked. And he was all upset about it, at the time. But then it became really cool. So over the years, that guitar, everybody's making all those replica guitars of George's guitar, but I wanted one like his original one. So Nick's doing the body for me, and it's the original Boogie Bodies Charvel style with the correct routes and everything. And it's going to be all relic and everything. And I'm actually George had a bunch of different necks on his. He had, Kramer necks, he had Strat necks, ESP necks. And I think the neck that he has on it now it's technically not an ESP neck, but it has an ESP logo on it. It's a rosewood board. And it's, I don't even know how you'd explain the headstock. It's kind of got little flames coming out of the bottom. But I'm actually going to use a Kramer Chicken Hawk. I'm going to mix it up a little bit like Johnny likes to do. So the body's going to be relict, black hardware. It's going to have a floating Floyd on it because I want to be able to do the little fluttering thing with a bar where you can make it go, like do the little fluttering thing. It's not going to be Eddie Van Halen style set to the body. But I'm going to have a rosewood Kramer. I actually have the neck downstairs right now. It came from Chad Wall. It's a Kramer rosewood original Chicken Hawk beak neck classic headstock neck with black hardware on it. So it's going to be a George Lynch guitar, but it's just going to have a Kramer neck on it, which is going to be kind of cool. So that's going to be coming pretty soon also. So I'm really looking forward to that guitar. That'll be the first George Lynch guitar I ever have.
Yeah, it'll be weird seeing you with a different guitar.
Yeah. Well, actually, this was Jimmy. When Jimmy was at my house a month and a half ago, he brought the guitar. And this is me. This is what made me want to do it. That's me holding his guitar. And I was like, whoa, I definitely want one of those, Yeah, so that's the guitar, but it's going to have this neck on it. Let's see if I can find a picture of the neck. Let's see. I know I have one. Here, okay. So this is the neck that it's going to have on it, though. It's going to have a rosewood Kramer
a beak.
Original 82 era neck. So it's going to look the part. It's just the headstock shape will just be a little different. And it's not going to be painted. It'll be, be the original Kramer.
Yeah.
Neck with black hardware.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that. I like the Kramer. I like the Kramer headstock.
Yeah, I do too.
One of my favorites. Yeah. Cool, man.
Up next for the Van Halen brothers? I don't know. It'd be nice to see something, but hopefully soon we hear something.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. They like to announce stuff like you wake up one morning and like wow,
Where'd that come from? Yeah, no.
That's how it's been. That's how a lot of the over the years, a lot of that stuff, like all of a sudden there it is. But hey, so I think we're good. Rob Johnson, great talking to you, man.
You too, Johnny.
Good luck with your adventures over the next couple weeks or week, or I don't know what you were saying, but
well, if you want to do another show next Sunday, I can give you guys a brief rundown of if I'm still alive. I won't be able to discuss anything, but we can at least we can talk about some guitars and stuff.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Maybe we'll if you're around, we can start doing a Sunday.
you'll hear from me because I'm going to be home every night. So I mean, you and I will talk, Johnny. But yeah, if you guys want to do a show, maybe, or if you want to do a show next Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah, be around.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I'm just here. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not anywhere. Thank you so much, everybody. Steve Carmichael, Mike Neese, Halface, channel members. Our channel members. Thank you so much. On YouTube, you can join. You can support the channel. Be a channel sponsor here on YouTube. And you become an executive producer. Like Charles Green and Robbie Johnston, Music Therapy Labs, David Ennis, Thomas Santiago, Mike Neese, Connor Johnson, 5150, Michael Smith, and some Dave Dude. Executive producers, and thank you so much to our channel members. I got to make a new card because these things are like totally filling up. Thank you so much.
They have room for like one more name.
I keep having to like move the names around because there's so many of them. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. And again, this no, a week from Friday, right? Yeah.
Mr. Renoff.
I think a week. Wait, June 5th. A week from Friday, Greg Runoff will be here. We'll, of course, be talking about his new book, Ted Templeman, A Platinum Producer's Life in Music. Be talking about Van Halen, of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then next Friday, well, this Friday, I have to make the card. I still have to make the card for that show. But Michael Gutierrez will be here. He'll be one of the co-hosts for that show.
Awesome, dude.
It'll be Friday, so Nesdal, I'm assuming, will be here. Jay Hannon will be here. And then Michael Gutierrez will be here, and then our guest. I'll make the card. I'll have to make the card for that. I'll do that. Man, I gotta do that soon. And of course, I'll see you guys Tuesday with Mancuda and Neanderthal for the Talking Guitars and 80s metal shows. And actually, tomorrow I'll be live tomorrow with Steve Knight from the band Flipside. I'll be over on their Facebook. I'll be live with him on their Facebook page tomorrow. They're really good old friends of mine from years and years ago, and I've been helping them with a lot of their stuff lately, and so that's why you guys are seeing me on their shows all the time. But they're great friends, and they've done a lot of cool stuff over the years as far as touring and recording and all that. But Rob, thank you so much. Rob, hang out. Don't leave yet. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah. And guys, I just want to say thank you very much for all the good wishes and the nice messages that you guys have said. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to starting the rest of my life all over again. It's been an interesting 5 years. A lot of you guys that have watched our shows over the last 5 years and mine, and I've had a lot of professional and personal changes, and a lot of them have been good, and some of them have been not so fun to go through. But at the same time, I've learned a lot and a lot of growth, and luckily I've tried to stay strong and positive with the whole thing, and it's worked out pretty well. So got a new beginning coming, and a new little bit of a career change, and I think I'm on the right path. So it's been kind of fun hanging out with all you guys over the last 5 years and showing you guys a lot of the stuff that we've been doing. Always fun where yeah. It's Metal Mike. Mike, don't text me when we're live.
No, it didn't really hurt. Not that time.
But
and we're not going anywhere. You're making it sound like we're like gone, but no.
Oh, we're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
Thank you to all you guys, and Evo 8 says, "What's Rob's page on YouTube?"
Evo 8 it's right there. It's Nightbot put it out.
Oh, Nightbot. Yeah, that's it right there. So just click on Nightbot, and that's my page, and you guys can scroll back and see some of the videos I've done. And I will be doing more videos on my page. But lately, I've just been doing a lot on Johnny's channel, just because we've been kind of reconnecting with a lot of stuff, and you'll see a lot more of that. So maybe we can do one next weekend.
Yeah.
But, thank you very much, everybody, for
definitely
checking it out.
Thank you, Halface. Thank you, man. And Chris Bevan. Sorry, we're splitting, but we got 3 hours here for you to catch up on. So check it out.
Cool stuff. We talked about some cool stuff for sure.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow over on Flipside's Facebook. And I'll have a link to that on the community tab here on this channel. So, all right, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and see you later.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.
Good night. Johnny Beane TV.